I'm going to be joined by Roram and Smlz from Snap Academy, and we are going to rank every single season in Marvel Snap. So stick around through all of these. We're ranking the whole seasons. We're not ranking within the individual tiers, but we're going to spend a lot of time, as you can tell from the length of this video, talking about all of them. So appreciate you watching, and we'll see you for a bit of yapping. So what I'm going to do is annoy Smlz and Roram, and we're going to do a tier list.
20 splits.
Hello, I'm live.
Hi, Dance.
Hi, Dance.
Hi, Dance's chat.
Hello, Dance's chat.
There you go. Hi. I don't know. I've just kind of been in the mood to do a tier list for a second. Smlz, I know you do a bunch of them over on Snap Academy.
I do.
I have an idea. What if we ranked seasons as a whole?
Ooh, I like that.
I bet I could just do that by only looking at what's it
We
called?
do the season passes.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
just put the
season
season
pass
pass
cards
cards.
and we'll rank
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the
Are we
all
ranking
cards?
only the season pass cards or the whole
No,
season?
it's like the whole season,
No,
but
the
they
whole
represent
season.
it.
Okay, I have a too good memory of this game, so I know all the seasons by the pass cards.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna have to look up all the different seasons as well.
Yeah,
so-
no, I'm gonna do it. If y'all give it to me in order of the if y'all give me them in order of whatever the order
Do
whatever
we
thing
want
you
to
do.
start
Okay,
with
so
beta
the first,
or no?
we'll
I
start
I say
with
yeah, 100%.
global release.
I think you do
beta.
beta. I think start beta because you can all. I don't know if any of us were in there, but at least it's a fun combo.
I
Do we want to
go
start
up
with
to-
recruit season? Because recruit season is
Do it.
Sure.
So recruit season, the cards that came out with it are Ant-Man, Colossus, Ironheart, Gamora, and Blue Marble. Those are the 5 cards you get with it.
C tier because Ant-Man's playable.
Also, I think it also does a really good job for a lot of the cards. Just it teaches you a lot about the game. I think there's an argument for how relevant that is nowadays. I don't have any issue personally with the C tier here. I think it's a fine season.
Yeah, it's a fine season. I think that's fair. Okay, then Wave is the only. I think Wave is the only card that came out in her season.
And this was Busted Wave as well.
This was Busted Wave.
We
and
didn't
Busted
have-
Wave lasted like a year.
But we didn't have She-Hulk at the time though. Like that was a more.
We did not have She-Hulk. That
So
is
it was
important.
Death-
She-Hulk
it was
released
Death
in
Wave
November.
was
they
what it
had
was?
They
Yeah.
had
Had
Bayro.
Death.
It was called Bayro.
and
remember?
and Bayro, yeah.
Yeah, Bayro.
That's fair.
We're ranking the month, not the cards. Like,
Yeah.
how did the
I think
how would
would
the
put-
whole month?
I honestly think it's another C tier because it also is like
I would
it's the
put-
start of the game. You're figuring out stuff, and as much as it's like, yes, this is the start of like a toxic or whatever deck or whatever that was too good for a bit. It still did a really good job of teaching a lot of different people about the game, and a lot of stuff was playable at this time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are we ranking the seasons of the game, or
Yes.
are we ranking?
we're ranking the seasons of the game, not the
So,
card,
okay, not just the cards in the season.
Yeah, like
The
they
cards in the season probably should weigh the most of the
Yes.
of our rankings, but we
Okay.
should be ranking the whole season as a whole.
100%.
So, I would probably rank all the beta seasons in D tier then.
I would also agree with that.
You think all of them in D tier? I think that's
I think
There's
all
just
of them should be
nothing to
D
do.
tier except for maybe Wave.
the only one I
Wave
think I'd
arguably
argue
are
against.
UC,
That's the
but-
only one I feel like I'd argue against it. I have no issue with the other 3.
The other 3, Thor. If I remember correctly, Thor had Jane that came out, so 2 cards came out that season,
no, and Destroyer too.
and Destroyer, and then Daredevil. I don't know what other cards came out with Daredevil.
But Daredevil was one of, if not the best 2-drop in the game on his release.
He was the best 2-drop for forever, and then Nick Fury was Nick Fury. He was never playable, even from the beginning.
Never been.
One of these days he will be. Who knows when?
Keep
And
in
then
mind
Miles-
as well, Destroyer at the time was also like
Your own
part
location.
of the best deck in the game. No, it was
Ooh.
part of the best deck.
Oh yeah, Professor X was there. You had it was
Professor X Spectrum Destroyer. Yeah. That
Oh,
was the
God, I
best
forgot
deck in
about
the
that
game during his release. Correct.
yeah.
Not during beta. It was the best. It was the best deck in the game when global launch happened. During
Yeah,
beta, it
because
was
it-
not the best
yeah.
deck
Because
because
beta
there were
had-
so many more busted things.
That's fair.
3-0 Dino, 4-4 negative.
Yeah, there were so many more busted things. But when global release launched, Destroyer was the best.
Yeah, I'd
But
agree
I
with
think
that.
they all should be D tier. So we can just.
Are we
go
okay with
straight,
the wave
straight
right
to
above it?
Miles?
Just wanted to
That's
verify
fine.
that.
It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think that's
No,
legitimately the
yeah.
only exception in any way there. But yeah, you go
Alright.
going straight over to Miles there. Miles was a move season. I mean, this was
Okay.
the first season that I played. I actually never played in the actual beta as much. I had watched some content on it, but this was the first season I played.
I think that the only card that came out this season was Miles, and it was fun because it was the very first season of like the actual global launch,
Mhm.
and they toned down pretty much everything that was super broken in beta. They just completely neutered, and it was like you had to discover everything new again. So everyone was on a level playing field. It did have the terrible infinite grind where people in infinite could still play against people who weren't in infinite, and it was just
Oh, I forgot
a really
about that.
rough grind.
What's the
I
first
personally
season
think
y'all hit
this-
Infinite?
Nimrod.
Silver Surfer.
Damn, I'm the shitter here.
I don't think my first one I think was Monkey. Or it was Nimrod. It was one of
Oh
those
wait,
two.
actually, I think mine.
Yeah,
actually,
Nimrod.
wait. I think I lied. I think my first one was MODOK.
Ooh.
MODOK. Okay. That was
I was
MODOK
still
was
figuring
a
out the
MODOK.
game because I didn't start playing till the very last week of Black Panther.
Oh, okay. You know, because this is the first ever like I've never done Hearthstone. I've never done Magic the Gathering. This is the first of like any of these card games that I've played before. So it was all this stuff was brand new. It was a lot of fun. I liked it. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think
what is
I'm in a
that?
similar boat to you, Dance.
Yeah.
I'm voting D tier because it released as a 4/5, and there was no good synergy cards for the card at the time. Good synergy cards didn't come out for a very, very long time for Miles, and he was still unplayable until he got to 4/6. And the whole month was cool and it was fun to figure out. So like it has the same kind of vibe
That's
as
what
like
makes-
Wave does.
That's why I'm saying
But
C again.
I just don't think. I think that like the infinite grind and the lack of new content of the month ended up making it feel kind of lame. Like in my opinion, I feel like Snap didn't really start until kind of like Zabu, honestly.
I think Snap did a full I think it fully started at Black Panther is what I'd argue. But I also do think that Miles was a very fun season, as again, I'm going to say the introductory bit, because like, as someone who had never played the game before, it didn't matter that there weren't new cards that came out during that time, because it was still a brand new season. It was a brand new set of or a brand new game. And that was I think the thing about it, where yeah, we didn't get any new series or whatever releases, but it didn't matter because every card was new. And that's why for a bit of time, it was okay that they just didn't release as many cards.
Well, they didn't
Every
release
game
anything.
has.
They only released one card for a whole month. Like there,
Yeah.
then there was no other
Mhm.
new content for the whole month.
Every
Yeah.
game has its honeymoon period. Like,
It's-
let's look at, say, like Fortnite, for example, is a very popular one. The first season of that game had nothing.
Yeah.
Like, and people only remember it fondly because of the nostalgia they had playing it. If they were transported back in time to that and got to play it, they'd quit the game and never play it again. Like if we were only getting one
course.
card per season with
You can keep making the point.
some of
Hold
the
up.
crazy busted cards at that time, I don't know if Snap would have survived that long. I would also rate this in D tier.
Our boy left us.
He left?
I'm not. Yes, like Dance left.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
did we
he's
agree
gone.
between? Sorry, my dog decided he needed to get let out right then, and if he didn't, he was going to make a mess. So I
No,
I decided
I think
that.
we agreed on D tier.
We're agreeing on D tier.
All right, I won't push against it. We got 3 people. We can vote it. Deal.
Mhm.
We got Black Panther.
Panther came out. It was the only card
S
that
tier.
came out.
No, he wasn't.
Was this when
the
they did a bunch of
season where
drops?
This was the season when the token shop released. So they released.
No, that
No,
was
no way.
No, it was not. It was Black Panther season. You can check the
Really?
dates. It was
That's-
the last week of Black Panther season.
I was loading that up even before like
pretty sure it was Surfer because I was playing at
Nope.
this time.
They were released
No.
on 1 week before. Surfer came out on December the 6th of 2022. These cards came out on November the 29th. They came out 1 week before. So
You're talking about
Token
Galactus, like the big Series 5 ones, right?
all the Series 5 and 4 cards. Like
well,
all
also
of them.
for what it's worth,
Yeah.
those I do want to point out though, those also were available. They were like you could get them otherwise, basically.
Only Galactus and Thanos.
Yeah,
You can only get them from randomly generated cards,
Randomly
so-
generated cards before then. The
Yeah.
actual token shop released on
No, yeah. So new cards and how to get them released in the November season, and it was the token shop there. Yeah, that is the
Yeah.
exact. No, it's 100% correct.
It's
Yeah.
the S tier one then.
No, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's what
you had
It was
She-Hulk,
S tier.
Absman got released, M'Baku.
She-Hulk, Absman, and Baku. with
Y'all,
some,
Valk was
Luke
Series 5.
Cage. Yep, Valk, Shuri, Thanos, Galactus, Super Scroll. Super
100%.
Scroll is Series 5.
I
That
will
was
say-
hilarious.
So as we get into Silver Surfer, not even because it was a busted Silver Surfer. The other reason why I want to say I think Silver Surfer is going to be a very I don't even know if it's gonna be a low point. It's gonna be an interesting conversation. Galactus was a powerful card at this time. It was the old version
And we
that I
got-
think
yeah.
didn't it just say you had to like
Six.
win there?
6-3
Yep.
was the only card here.
Oh yeah.
Only card. Broken.
It didn't get nerfed until Zabu season
Correct.
to 6-2.
We
Mhm.
also got Null, Sentry, and Darkhawk this season.
Yep.
In Surfer.
Yep.
Yeah, and Silver
Yeah.
Surfer, which
Those
again,
were our
Null,
First Series
Sentry,
5
and Darkhawk.
releases.
But they were Null, Sentry, and Darkhawk all weren't good.
no, Darkhawk was good. It was a 4-1.
Darkhawk was very good.
No, Darkhawk was a
No, it
4-1.
It wasn't good.
Knew it.
No, it wasn't
But
good
nobody
this
knew
season.
it.
It wasn't good until next season.
Oh,
It
Next
wasn't
mm,
good until Zabu
okay,
season.
Fair enough. I'll give
okay,
you that.
fine. Yeah. Anyway,
I think
I'm-
I think it's
I think it's B. I kind of feel like it's actually middling.
I think it's C.
I think it's C as well because Zabu was overpowered as freak and it made the game feel.
Well, no, I'm
very-
saying Silver Surfer. Sorry, we didn't put
Well,
Silver Surfer.
Surfer,
in there.
yep, Surfer was
Sorry,
overpowered.
Surfer.
as hell.
Surfer was overpowered. There's a quote. I need to find it, but the devs stated in an Ask a Team once that Silver Surfer was the highest win rate deck of all time to this date. To the date that they posted, it had like if I remember, it was a 76% win rate across all the game, like from
Yeah.
low
Fair.
infinite to high infinite.
Okay.
I don't think it was 76.
But so I'm gonna say I think
Or
that's
it was 67. I can't remember. It was one of the. They had a 7 to 6 in the numbers.
We're talking
Yeah.
about the strongest decks in the history of card games. It's 76% win rate.
right. That's great, dude. I love Marvel Snap. That's like the highest. Like that's the highest that it's ever been, though. And that was very
But
early.
that's
in
like
the game's
across
life
the
cycle.
entire game.
Yes, that's so cool. And it hasn't happened again in 3 years or whatever. I love that. I'm gonna say something with Zabu
Glenn
though.
was the goat.
I think
Glenn was the goat.
I think that there's a strong argument to be made legitimately for I think Silver Surfer and Zabu seasons being one of the biggest, I feel like, introductions where Marvel Snap kind of like found its footing as a game. And again, because we're not just rating the cards, right? It's the Zabu season, the Savage Land season. But the Zabu season, I think, is one of the places where Marvel Snap really found its footing. I think that they started being a little bit weird in the new season video, right? You had a bunch of, I remember the Alex Horley art all dropping, and I just was like amazed looking at the art as it looked so cool. To be fair, right, there were cards that were pretty mid, even though, technically we had Shadow King and stuff, but like you had Zabu who was busted and a bunch of mid cards, but also the game, I think, is when it became like it found its legs. And I like that about this
Okay.
season.
I'm gonna hit you with a slight zag as well. I think this is an S tier season, by one day, because this was the season that introduced the OTA, if you will, the strictly
I
balance focused updates. There was
I
one
think
before, but it was in a patch. This was
Mhm.
the first
Was this when they first?
balance focused update of the game.
What were you
I
saying?
And I
that
also
this
think
season
Conquest came out.
I think this season overall was B tier, and because of how insanely oppressive Zabu and Surfer were, and that it made the whole season feel extremely stale, where there was only 2 decks. And they were like we complain about Shu Lao and Gambit and Fin Fang Foom at this time, but they were nowhere near as dominant as what Surfer and Zabu were at that time. And we didn't even know better. You know, like it was new, so it didn't feel like it was like we were already fed up of Zabu and Surfer before Zabu's even season was even over. And we didn't even know better.
I think
But
that's a good point.
I would put it in D tier for me if we were just basing it off of how the balance was of that season.
Yeah.
But because so many awesome things came out that season,
I
I'm
think
wanting
it's
to
A.
go to B tier.
I think I'm gonna say I feel like I want to go in the middle between you two because I think
Wow.
there's good points. I could see see myself bringing it up higher or lower here, but if you both are one above and one below it, I'm willing just to be a middle ground. And I'm not.
Okay.
We're not doing any ranking. I think within these tiers, right? That's how Smlz does it. That's how we're doing it.
Yeah. Friendly Battle also came out this season.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna be
For
honest.
tournaments.
I guess for tournaments, which was nice. That's the best part about it.
The tournaments didn't start actually happening for a
Well,
while
yeah.
after.
For a few months. I think A is fair. I think it's less significant than Token Shop, but I think this was the end of Snap's training wheels. I think
Yes,
after
agreed.
Zabu's season, they learned how to ride the bike.
Because then they made discard a real deck with MODOK, because previously it was just random. Yeah, all the cards, there was no targeting with Blade, there was no targeting with Swordmaster,
Well,
other than Lady Sif
real.
existed. Who? Define real?
It wasn't a real deck. It still wasn't real at this point. It still needed multiple cards before it finally became a real deck.
No.
I felt like I could cope it during this time without being embarrassed.
A lot of people did, but this was the season. Was it this season or next season that was the Thanos reign of terror? I thought it was this season.
It
don't know.
started at the very end of
It was
I
like
can
the
actually
last
check.
week and a half or 2 weeks of this season where Thanos just ran dominant and into Nimrod season, where we were doing Leechnos.
Let me check. I gotta check the balance changes.
Sure.
It started at the very end of this season was when Thanos was buffed to a 6/11, and that is when it started.
No, he was buffed. Remember,
He was
people were
buffed in-
complaining. People were complaining about why Thanos got buffed because he was already so strong at the time. So he had already been strong for like a week and a half at that point.
Dude, I think you were in some higher level discussions than I was, because I got all my info from Cozy Snap and the Snapchat podcast at this point.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was. Okay, never mind. That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, to be fair, that's 100% where I got my info too. Like I don't even
I'm
front.
just saying, like,
Love
okay,
the Snapchat.
so
Real.
I guess 6/11 when he got up to 6/11 was when it happened for everyone. But he was already like, you already know how it is, Smlz. He was already busted before.
I know how it works now, yes.
Yeah.
So he was already busted like 2 weeks before it ever hit Cozy Snap's channel.
Was it like? Are we saying it's? Where does that leave it? Like, I don't think it. I also think, for what it's worth, there was a lot of mid releases during this month as well, right? We had like Kang, who we thought was going to change everything and just didn't. We had
Oh yeah,
Stature.
Kang was horrible.
We had 1-2
Stature.
Ghost.
Where are you finding this info? I'm trying to find it.
I went to their to the,
Brain.
you have it in your brain? You're insane. I went to the Marvel Snap news page.
Yes.
I'll send it in the call we're in right
Thanks. I'm trying to find it.
now. Yeah, I got you. I was doing that. I was pulling that up a moment ago while y'all were talking through stuff. I actually have it up on my phone chat. I'm not showing it to everyone else here because it's I'm scrolling through like 5 different links. It's page 29 of the news in case you want to know where we are. But yeah.
This
So, I mean,
was the Black Bolt stature season.
Yeah, Black Bolt stature
putting
came.
that in perspective.
It was that again. It made I feel like Black Bolt a realer deck as it were.
Highest win rate decks.
Yeah, they did nerf Silver Surfer and Zabu this season. They were the only 2 cards that got nerfed in the
They were
balance
nerfed
change.
the day before. The day before.
Yeah.
Not according to their news.
It
Actually, yeah,
should have been
no,
the day
it's
before.
no balance update was February 8th. Although wait, hold up, didn't they?
Nope, it was the 6th, I think.
No, I'm looking at their news right now, and it says February 8th balance update.
It says February balance
So
update, and then
this is
February, so
February
actually,
6th was the new season.
Let me. Hold
but
on.
that's when they put this. No,
I remember complaining.
that's when they
in
put
the
this
forums
message
the day of the balance update.
Okay, I think it's minutia by like 1 or 2 points. I don't think that's changing. I feel like this is just B. I don't know. We're talking stuff like yes, that.
I don't know. I think it's C. Like, I don't think there were any cool cards that really came out. Like,
You know what? I forgot. I have a core memory about this. I love the fact that we now, when you get a variant of a card, you get the base card. Because I was so stoked during the season because I didn't have Wasp yet. And I got her in the season pass. And I'm like, let's go. I don't need to worry about unlocking this card anymore. I've saved like a collector's reserve. And then I got her there and I was so sad. I was like, oh, it doesn't.
Because the cards that came out were King, Stature, and Ghost.
Mhm.
Stature took a while to figure out. Ghost and King were always bad. The meta of the season's meta was not good. The card that came out wasn't super meaningful because like discard didn't have as many tools as it does now. I think this is like a C or D, honestly.
D. This season sucked.
Okay. I'm not willing to. I don't feel like I can fight that with enough baseline or to enough to feel safe about that argument. That's fair.
Ghost's strongest soldier.
Oh, bro. Next season, I think also might be a D.
So next season,
Nimrod.
Yep, it's the Nimrod season.
We got Kitty Pride.
Which was
Kitty Pride, which was broken. We couldn't even play with it the
It
whole
was so
season.
broken.
Wait, I'm gonna give all the cards
So
real fast.
unbelievably
So we,
broken.
so yeah, Nimrod was the season pass card. We also had Master Mold get added,
Master Mold.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead, which was old Negasonic, and
Awful.
Kitty Pride. So Kitty Pride also just didn't ever work, and they had to change her because Mysterio.
Yeah.
Negasonic
This was
sucked.
Also Thanos' ultimate reign of terror, in my opinion, the greatest deck ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This was the Leechnos Quinjet.
And
Terror
Shuri
that
Sauron
happened.
as well. And Shuri Sauron.
Yep.
That's what I played to get to Infinite.
It is. Yeah, it's a lot of bad stuff here. I'm looking through
And they
these.
didn't even balance it. Or did they? Let me look at the patch notes on the 21st.
Thanos got nerfed on exactly 1 month after he got buffed. But I don't know if it was the killer nerf. It might have been a minor one. I'm not sure.
It's hard to read this patch note because it's all in giant.
Dude, yeah. I go.
Yeah,
If
no,
you are you on
Quinjet
your
got
phone,
nerfed.
Roram?
No, I'm on the computer.
If you have it,
Space
do reader
Space
view.
Phone got nerfed. How do I do that?
I don't know. I don't know what type of browser you're using. Oh, Quinjet also had a minimum of 1. That it happened during this season. I remember that.
Like, it all got
Yep,
nerfed
yep.
at the very end of the season, though. So it already had been terrorizing the entire month and last month.
Shuri Shuri Red Skull was also a big thing during this time because they mentioned that here. That also happened during the patch.
Oh yeah, they did. They nerfed Shuri Red Skull in this one too.
Mm-hmm.
And She-Hulk got nerfed to 9 power.
Yeah.
Arrow was changed. Arrow got completely changed from move all enemy cards played this turn to move the last enemy card. So Arrow got killed completely. Just completely killed. There's no way playing it.
Yep.
But,
Yeah, that was a big hit there. I think this is a really It's weird. So I think like the first half, I would say this is a really bad. It was a really bad time. But as you get to the second
First
bit,
half, this is only the last 9 days.
is it only the last 9 days? Okay, first, third,
Yeah,
whatever.
it
I
was
can't
only
count.
one.
Last 9 days. This is a D tier season. This season.
Yeah, this is D.
This season sucked.
No, you're just
I'm
correct.
gonna follow it up with
Hit
F
monkey.
tier. This is my
F
least
tier,
favorite
D
season.
tier.
my least favorite season.
Okay,
forever.
Holy-
all right, y'all
The
have
cards
to.
released.
Thank you.
Jeff, Stegron,
Those are the
what
two.
was the
Those are the
third
only
one?
two. Oh, Snowguard.
yeah, Snowguard. Jeff was the best card in the game. The other two were so bad. And Hitmonkey was a Sarah Tech merchant. I hate
Not just
Sarah
a Sarah
Tech.
Tech, not just a Sarah Tech merchant, but also perma discount beast merchant.
Yup.
Oh, I
This
forgot about that
monster
stuff too.
was-
I hate
We went from
Hate.
this was the
that card.
this is the very first bounce tier 0 meta
I'm gonna give you a
that
take
we
here.
had in the game.
I think that the Thor and Nick Fury should both go to the F tier as well.
Are we adding F tier?
I think so. We've got
If we're
6
adding
cards in
F
D.
tier, if we're adding F tier, we should move Thor, Daredevil, Nick Fury.
Do we
and
want Daredevil
Miles.
down there? I don't want
Yes.
Miles. Miles
All those-
first.
Yes.
You want Miles?
Okay, fine. Okay. You can leave Miles. Thor, Daredevil,
take
Nick
that.
Fury should go down, and then Wave and Ant-Man should go down to D tier.
I think Ant-Man can stay in C.
Okay, then Wave should go down.
I'll
though.
accept that. Deal.
Wave wasn't that great.
Yeah.
It's like the bottom of C.
Mm-hmm.
Very bottom.
There you go. I'm not ranking in order, but yeah. Okay. Hit Monkey though, F, yes. You've got all those cards. There was a bunch of
I hate that. Jeff was the only good
Oh my
card
gosh.
this
And you know
season.
what why I'm gonna also say this is an F tier? Because this is, I want to say this is near, if not just, the peak of restrictive locations in Marvel Snap. Because the 2 cards they released were old versions of Pet Mansion and Sandbar, which we have better versions of them now. But Pet Mansion said this turn all cards must be played here, which still exists the same way. But Sandbar said
Yep,
cards with abilities can't be played here.
Yeah,
Can't be
that
played here.
sucked.
That was one of the worst locations they've ever
And it was a
had.
really common location. I think it was I don't remember what the rarity was, but it was way too common.
Yeah, it was.
I
super
almost
common.
quit. I almost quit playing during this season. Like, genuinely, this was
Mhm.
the only season that I ever bought the pass and had to spend gold to finish it. Like, it was that bad. Like,
Yeah.
I think if the next season was as bad, which spoiler alert, it definitely wasn't, I would have
Mhm.
quit the game.
Spoiler alert: next season was awesome.
One of the other fun things that this is actually where they started doing, this is OTAs. This is where they did OTAs. This was the first bit because they talk about how they're doing them weekly now.
Yeah, they did go through that weekly stint, and now it was too much, and so
Yeah.
they went to every other week.
Which was,
Which
again,
honestly, weekly was too much.
it was too much, but in
weekly-
comparison to getting one, like, in comparison
One
to
a month,
feeling
yeah.
one a month that was also not relevant because it was locked into the patch. Yeah.
Yes.
So, like, that
I'd
also is a
argue-
really sick bit about this season. Again, it still belongs right there, but also, yeah.
Because honestly,
also-
the weekly OTA didn't really affect this season; it affected next season.
Yeah, true.
I'd also argue that you need the weekly OTA kind of now more than you did then with how many cards have fallen behind. Like, personally, I wouldn't mind if they decided.
Thank you so much for the raid. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Can we get a
Sounds
shout out
good
for
to
Pinky?
me.
I'm currently doing a tier list about Marvel Snap
next
stuff because I love
season
it with
is
a couple other Marvel
Nebula.
Snap players.
And
Mm-hmm.
Nebula's season came out with Iron Lad, Howard
Yep.
the Duck,
Yep.
High Evolutionary,
Oh.
and the Living Tribunal.
This is S.
Goated.
I honestly 100% agree, and it had the
Yes.
cool. It had the cool. I think is this the first season that we had? No, next season is when we had spotlights.
Yeah, I think there was soon.
It started with Jean Grey was the first one.
That was a Phoenix Force season.
Okay, so that's next season.
Yeah.
Nope, 2 seasons from now. Or if we're
June. Oh yeah, you're right.
Whatever,
It's in
I'll-
it's
yeah.
7.
What is
yeah,
the context
you're
of this tier list? We are currently so these are all the seasons of Marvel Snap, and we're just kind of we're using the season pass card and talking about them and just kind of ranking them as a whole.
I think Nebula season was amazing because I loved High Evo was one of those just really cool cards that like everyone really liked.
Mm-hmm.
Howard the Duck had his whole fandom behind him during that time.
Iron Lad was good.
Such a good card. And then even Living Tribunal created his own new deck. No one figured it out for at least like 2 or 3 months after when Hella Enjoyer finally figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
But it was such a cool card and concept that you could just like spread all your power. And even ever since then, you know, Living Tribunal decks have just been a very cool thing. They did add 2 new locations that were pretty terrible though. They had Milano, which is basically only turn 5 is the only turn cards can be played here. Thank goodness they got rid of that fairly quickly and they've changed it. But then they also had a Deep Space, which I actually like Deep Space. I think that's a really good location.
Yeah, I do agree, Jace, that Shulao probably needs a buff. I think it's a fair shout.
This was the season that they said we're releasing cool cards now. So
yep,
very fun. High Evo was the first of the what I call like event type releases, where like literally the entire community is waiting for this one specific card to release, and it's
so pumped.
So hyped.
So
the most impactful of these will come in next year, but
yeah,
it was the first super hype release.
So, but I think there is a big negative about this season, and that's the fact it is like so Ant-Man's the recruit season pass. The biggest negative about this season was it's not a negative. I understand why they did it. I don't know what y'all think about it, but they removed, because up until this point, cards were always dropping in series after a couple months, and they said, and then they changed it to say this is now flexible series drops. They are not dropping it based off a couple months. So previously, people wouldn't buy the season pass or get the card because they're like, I will just wait a couple months in order to do it. And so they just had a timer on it. And then second is like, okay, well, people are just choosing to not buy stuff. Yeah, no, we can't, like, we need money.
Yeah.
So
like, it sucks, but I get it.
Yeah, it sucked, but it made sense.
This was one
Thank
of
you
the
so much, Double
worst
Shack. Appreciate it.
they've ever done, in my opinion. This was where they started to lose the player base. This is where they started to get the greedy allegations. I think for the future of their game, that honestly might make me dock it down to A.
I still stand by it.
I think it's still S tier because I think the season overall was amazing and everything about it was so good. And that one big change is big, but it wasn't felt this season. It was felt next season.
Yeah, it was felt later.
It was like the announcement wasn't like we didn't feel it until the next season. The series drop still happened this season, right?
Oh, yeah. I think they did. Yes. But also, I'm gonna give you one more reason why I think actually this is again another great season though. They removed Plunder Castle, which was only 6 cost cards could be played here. Milano, which meant only on turn 5 could you play cards here, and Sandbar.
That got removed.
Oh, did they add Milano and then remove it in the same season?
It was like really quick.
Yeah, it was there for so little. And they changed the OTAs like ordering of stuff. It was such a good change. Cheeseball, appreciate it as well. Thank you for the follow. Like there was, so like yes, there is that hit, and I don't even. I'm with Roram here where I think it made sense. I think it was a logical change because if people are going to try to game as a game developer, one of the things that you want to do is you want to make sure that the correct way to play the game is to play the game. And so if people are choosing to not buy cards and not get them and use the systems that you've built in order to at least make money and, just actually engage with whatever collection system they have, the new stuff, then people are playing the game that in a way that it really hurts what you're trying to do and makes it so that anything you're trying to do in that system can be null and void. So I think it made sense, and it does still make sense that they made the change to the way that they do the collection system, even if it is 100% greedier. But also, if they don't, I think they have to release a lot more cards, and then they have to start pushing cards more in order to make sure people are actually interested in them.
Yeah,
fair enough. Okay.
And also, this was where they started doing bi-weekly OTAs, for what it's worth.
Perfect.
Yes.
Next
Next season, 2-3 Ghost Spider, 2-5 Silk,
Choose a 2-3.
1-1.
1-1
1-1.
left. Highest cost Spider Ham and
Yeah.
4-6 2099.
Oh,
this
and
one's
Silk.
Yeah, we said
Silk
Silk.
was.
This is
Spider
when
Ham
Silky.
was-
Isn't this the season that didn't Lambie do Silky Smooth literally this season, or was that next season that he did it?
Was it?
Next season. This was.
I don't even
what,
remember
what
the meta
metal?
in
This was the
season.
no. This was the bounce tier 0. This was the peak of bounce. It was next season with Silky Smooth. This was the bounce season.
Oh, was that? I believe it.
Did we had 2 bounce seasons?
How is
the
Zabu
second
not
one?
S? We're talking
This
about our
is
own
the
personal
second one.
enjoyment of all
Okay.
these. Well, like these are just the vibes of each season. Is the logic we're doing here?
This was the This was the tier 0 60% win rate bounce. That was this season.
I can't
Yeah.
remember now. It's so
That
long.
sounds
They
right.
all got
Oh yeah,
nerfed
power level definitely
this
not now.
season.
No, this was the Spider.
Hitmon-
This was
Sorry.
the High Evo Spider-Man season, or like the
The
very
what?
beginning of it.
Oh my
Remember
gosh, was
that people
Spider-Man
were
still
playing-
old? Was this still?
Spider-Man didn't change. Oh, I guess that was last season. Last season was Spider-Man season.
When did
'Cause
Spider-Man change?
Spider-Man got changed on June 8th. June 8th.
Oh, so that was this.
And they
That was
changed-
during the season. Okay,
No,
at
that
least for a
was,
second.
That
That was-
mostly falls into last season though.
That was mostly last season, but last season they also nerfed Beast on June 8th, which they
Ah, so
changed
sad.
him from a 2-2
For
to
what
a
it's worth,
3-4.
if it was
Did
also
they
based on
nerf
power level
all
of
the
each
bounce
like
cards
season,
in the
because
game?
we're using
They
all these, we are
nerfed Hood,
balancing or
they
talking
nerfed-
about based off the
they
whole
buffed
season.
Medusa and they
If we were just
buffed
basing off of
Rogue.
power,
So they
Hitmonkey would have
nerfed
been top
2
up
of
here
the bounce
because that was
cards on
insane.
the 8th.
The big ones came later. That was 3-3 Hitmonkey, Kitty rework, and
There was
Oh my gosh,
also
was
a
Kitty
huge
goes
Galact-
in one more.
Hmm.
There was a huge Galactus nerf this season. This was the season where Galactus went from 6-2 to 6-7. If you're winning this location, this is the only card here. Destroy all other locations.
Okay, that change might put this in like S tier now. I
That's-
think it's probably a B tier season. I think they made
I was
some
thinking-
very
I was
smart
thinking B
balance
tier.
changes. I think they made some very smart balance changes. I think the card releases knock it down a tier because Spider Ham was a card and then the others. Silk did something, but not this season. Ghost Spider
Yeah.
was still at 2 cost at this time, so it was pretty bad. And 2099 was one of the
Oh.
most overhyped cards in the game's history.
This was the
Mhm.
season that they nerfed Doctor Doom. Remember?
I
When they
forgot
made
about
4
that.
power Doom bots.
One of the funniest changes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I think this is B tier because I think the balancing was really good this season, but the card releases were lame.
Hmm.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think this is a good one to start off in B tier. Okay, because next one we did have was the Phoenix Force season, and I think one of the biggest things about this season, this is spotlight caches,
Correct.
This is Spotlight
This is
Caches, yep.
not
Phoenix
keys.
Force, Jean Grey, Echo, Legion, and Mirage. Bang.
Five.
Them all.
5-6 Phoenix Force.
Oh my gosh, 5/6 Phoenix Force was insane. Secondarily as well,
So,
I believe the start of this season, near start, after a week, High Evolutionary was too good, and they nerfed a bunch of it right at the start, basically.
let me look at the patch.
Yep, this was
So they nerfed.
this was the Silky Smooth season.
Yeah. So for what's worth,
Yes, this was Silky Smooth.
Wasp used to hit 2 cards, hit 1. Hulk was ongoing, was then become basically end of turn. Although for some dumb reason I realized Gambit got buffed to a 3/3 here. Forever the biggest mistake.
No, that was a nerf.
Oh, no,
that was a nerf.
it was a nerf.
That was
It was a
That
nerf.
was a major nerf.
It
Was
was
it
a
nerf?
massive nerf.
Before, you didn't have to discard a card to destroy the card. So
Oh
you-
my gosh.
Gambit machine gun decks were nuts at
Yeah.
that time.
This was a nerf because you had to
Yeah.
run a discarder now.
No,
Otherwise,
you're
he could
right.
Do his ability.
No, that's actually such a big.
Yeah, this
And
made Gambit
still- you know what, it
one
was
of
still
the
a mistake of-
worst design cards to the best.
Yeah. Although we did have some. Ooh, this season was actually really full of stinkers, though. Wait, so Phoenix Force, Jean Grey, Echo, and who else was in here?
Legion and
Legion
Mirage.
and Mirage.
Okay, Mirage
Legion might
Mirage
go-
found a place, but Legion was also insane.
They had
Yeah,
really,
Legion got
really
nerfed.
terrible. They had really terrible Series 5 releases this season, and Legion and Mirage were okay. Mirage didn't see a lot of play until
Legion.
Loki came out, and Legion was awesome from the beginning.
Mhm.
Legion got
Legion
nerfed
got
almost
nerfed.
right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also have to take into account this season does have the best variant to ever release in it, so that's
Which-
a point for it as well.
Which one?
The Maria
Ill
Wolf
Echo.
Echo. Maria
Yeah,
Wolf
Maria
Echo
Wolf
variant.
Echo. Yeah.
Oh, the
It's
Maria
my
Wolf
favorite
Echo.
variant in the game. Game.
Maria Wolf does some good
I
art.
would rate this season S tier because it did really good spotlight caches. The releases were
I think it's
boring, but
A,
the second
because
half
of
the
just,
season
like,
was fun.
I think the meta was a lot worse
You
during
can
this time.
argue A.
I think.
No, this was Silky Smooth. This was the Silky Smooth season.
Yeah, but also I feel like
No, this was Bounce.
yeah, because
No, this was
oh
not
at the
Bounce.
very
no, this was
It
because
Wait, it got
got
nerfed
nerfed.
this season?
it did because
Yeah, Bounce
actually
Might have been
yes.
if you look at the second
Okay,
balance
then-
hit,
It says let's begin by addressing the Beast Falcon in the room. It's no secret that Bounce has been one of the
Yep.
top decks in the metagame for the last few weeks. We actually feel Bounce is the undisputed best deck at 60% matchups, winning many of its cards' top win percentage charts will when not drawn. So this was the Bounce. This was the second Bounce tier 0 meta.
yeah,
Okay, so
I think it's
this
A.
would then probably be B, but
Or
it
B?
also gave us Magic 3 too. It also gave us Magic 3 too, so maybe A.
Ghost Spider also went to a
Well,
1-2, and Living Tribunal got a couple
Magic
extra points.
3-2 didn't happen till the very end of the season, and so
That is true
like
as well.
we didn't get to experience Magic 3-2 till the very end. This balance patch was crazy big though, because like Ghost Spider
the
got
biggest
buffed,
ever.
Phoenix Force got buffed, Spider Ham got nerfed, Monkey got nerfed, Kitty Pride got
Wait, is this the season that they released
nerfed.
Spotlight caches? Right, that's what I said.
Yes, this is the season they released Spotlight Caches.
They fixed it later.
I think
But I'm gonna give a reason why this actually is B and maybe even lower. The initial fallback reward, if you for the random Series 4/Series 5 duplicate, was originally a premium mystery variant.
I think B is fair.
That's
then.
B.
Yeah.
They fixed
Yeah.
it at the
Forgot
end,
about that.
closer to the end of the season. But I'm saying this is B because of that as well.
yeah,
That's
it was
fair,
rough.
sure.
It was rough. The meta
That's
was
insane.
really,
I
really
forgot
rough.
about that. Bro, they put a premium
card-
mystery variant in there. That's wild.
Can I argue C because the cards sucked?
Legion.
Spotlight caches were not good at the very, very beginning. They fixed it. The cards that released were lame, and the meta was not good. Almost the entire season.
Yeah, but they released Legion, so
if-
it has to be
if-
B tier because it's sick.
If you can convince, Roram, I'm between it. If you can get Smlz at least a waiver, I'm down.
I will
I
waver
just-
towards C. I'll be
Oh, there we
straight
go.
up front. Yeah.
All right.
Let's put it down there.
I
'Cause I
forgot
think
Cash is
Bounce-
that bad.
Yeah, and
I actually
Imagine
remember
releasing
I talked with a
Spider-Man
dev.
2099.
I had a dev was talking. I think it was in the second dinner in Marvel Snap Discord, and it was a team answer post. I don't remember who it was. They're no longer I think with the company, but they talked about it. And I think they said if anyone thinks there are actual issues with this, let me know. And I was someone who had a lot of like cards and stuff, and I was just like, I actually really hate the introduction of Spotlight caches. I really don't want them. And I remember doing a bunch of grinding and trying to get a bunch of cards just so that I wouldn't have to deal with Spotlight caches. And then there was a whole thing where we figured out where the Spotlight caches were going to be, and you saved that specific reserve because that was going to get converted into a cache. You just didn't touch it. You could get rid of all the rest. There was yeah. I don't know. I didn't like it.
okay, so the next season was Dawkin. The cards that came out with it were inconsequential.
X23 very consequential.
Okay, X23 was good, but Silver Samurai and Lady Deathstrike were both pretty bad.
And Dakin was
Correct.
also pretty bad as well.
Dakin
this
was
was-
not a card that existed until 2025.
Yeah.
Like, that's how bad Dawkin was.
We also missed. I don't even remember when they fixed America Chavez, but we did miss it that time. Whenever that got changed.
I have it somewhere. And these cards got changed.
Is this?
I have it. I just gotta grab the Google Doc.
I'm also gonna say I think. Wait, this is July. No, yeah. I'm actually gonna say this is a higher season because was as much as we talked about like all these cards. Like the game has been out for a bit. This was one of the releases because this is when they added or officially as support for the PC client. That became a thing this season.
Oh yeah, the PC client, that's huge.
And that was like, I remember there being a bunch of big pushes for stuff and I think that was also, there was a lot of hype around that time.
And Conquest came out this season.
True.
8/13/2023, conquer the game with Conquest, a new way to play and win.
Yeah. I feel like this was I honestly,
F-tier.
that's
yeah,
insane.
F tier, dude.
I hate
Conquest sucks.
F tier. Increased conquest.
But X23.
No, it's
if we're
not
being
F tier.
honest, it's a D tier season.
D?
Well, no, I actually think it's
I'm
like
thinking-
a B tier.
That's where I was gonna say. I was gonna say B.
B
It
or
feels.
A.
I think it's B. I think
If you want to go, I can see B for the meta, maybe. I'm lower on this season though. I just think
I'm
that the
pretty
cards
sure
were
this
not
was.
very
I'm
fun.
pretty sure this season was silky smooth because then
This
next
was
season
smooth.
is because next season is Loki
Next season
and Silky Smooth. Silky Smooth was one of the best seasons, so I'm actually gonna go with A. That was one of the best. That was one of the
You agree,
fun,
A? Deal.
most fun seasons ever.
I will go with B, but I take it I am outvoted here.
yeah. I'm not typically one who's gonna push for one thing or the other, but I think I will for this specific spot. I just really like it. And someone chat saying started playing at the PC launch as well. Yeah, there was a bunch of like this was they did a bunch of sponsored pushes as well, and so a lot of other people found the game, and there a bunch of life got breathed into it. It was a lot of fun.
And then they ruined all that life with the most disgusting card of all time.
Yeah, Eliath
Gosh,
came out.
Dang it. There were so many broken cards that came out in Loki season. So we have 3/5 Loki, 6/5 destroy all the
Oh my
cards
gosh,
played
it
in
was
that
destroy.
location. Yes.
Mhm.
2/3 Mobius, and then 3/3 Ravona, which was unplayable. During her season, she was unplayable.
Yep.
I'm gonna be
But
honest.
3 insane banger cards that season.
I don't know if I'd call Loki and Eliath and Mobius banger cards. I would rate.
Okay.
I think are like more. Oh, I don't know if we should have printed that cards.
This was one of the worst seasons of all time, and Loki and Eliath are, I think they're like the 2 most changed cards in Marvel Snap now.
I think you can
Eliath
argue
is number one.
Thanos gets up there technically.
I can check. Let me look.
Actually,
But-
Thanos probably is number 1 because each of his stones counts
Yeah.
as a change for him.
Okay, then yes, Thanos is one.
Like, okay, you know what?
Eliath-
If you don't count
How
that,
many times? Okay. How many times do you think Eliath has been changed?
I remember looking at this
Well,
recently.
with this game.
It's way too many though.
I'm
Oh
gonna-
my gosh, I
I'm
forgot
gonna
as
guess,
well.
like 15 times.
15. Okay.
I
Dance, do you have a guess?
I'm gonna say 18. I'll go 18.
Ooh. It is are we counting
Don't
because
count the
I think
meme.
That is a functional change. That is 11. Sorry.
Oh, okay, so we're both a little high.
Yeah, we're both
How
high.
many times
So
has
it
Loki
wa-
changed?
Let me look.
So, I'm another reason. I'm gonna say this is an. I hated this season. I think it's an F. Straight
I
up.
think
I
it's
hated
enough
this
as
season.
well.
And also because this is one of the first times we had it, where the meta and there was such a problematic card, Loki at the top, and the first OTA they did was nerfing Collector by 2 points.
Oh yeah, this is when they started
Yeah.
nerfing the support cards instead of
The actual problem. Yeah.
The problem.
And that was just such a big L, not even mentioning just Mobius, Eliath. Again, Eliath destroying because wasn't it also, it wasn't just the unrevealed, it was any cards that
Regardless
your
of
opponent
Cryo.
played there. Yes.
It was unrevealed, destroy all enemy cards played here this turn.
That's
including
insane.
Unrevealed cards.
Yeah, I can talk about
As
that more later.
6/5. Then it got changed to a 6/3. Then a 6/2 that only worked with Prio. Then a 6/8 that removed text. 6/10 that removed text. 6/9 that removed text.
They
6/9
also-
that only worked on characters.
God.
Then a 6/6 back to a 6'9", and then down to a 6'8", and then down to a 6'7". So he has been on a roller coaster.
This is also the season where they nerfed Snow Guard because it was too good with. They buffed Snow Guard at the very beginning of the season, and then they nerfed Snow Guard during the season because it was too strong with Loki.
Yeah, it was.
Loki was changed 8 times, by the way.
8 times.
How many times, if you
So
count,
not
by
that
the way,
many.
if you count the unreleased stuff, for
Oh, okay. Goliath, it's one more. Loki.
it's only one more.
Is,
Oh yeah, because you don't count the meme. Yeah.
Yeah, it was only a 5-5.
With-
If we're not counting the Rick Roll.
God, could you imagine the 5-5? That's insane. I hate that.
Loki was changed. Okay. If we're gonna say Loki, do we count the on reveal swap hands with your opponent card? Or
No,
is
it's one
that
of those
fake?
bait cards. It's one of those fake cards that doesn't actually exist, like old Bullseye.
Okay, then Loki was also changed once. He was only given +1 power.
Once more, sure. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that season sucked.
Still, like 9 changes over the course of your career to where you were one of the best cards of all time to where you're actually a detriment if you play him because his design was so OP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it sucked. I think we're about to talk about another S season.
Oh, I think this is another Dear F.
All right, well, let's hit it. Elsa Bloodstone, which I know she was busted, but we'll still go through. Elsa Bloodstone obviously was, oh my gosh, fresh. She was originally a 2/2 +3. Everyone loves +3s. Man-Thing did he had Man-Thing release, Black Knight, Nico, and Werewolf by Night.
Okay, actually, the cards in this season
Right?
were baller.
Dude, that's why I'm saying it.
You said
But the gameplay was Loki Elsa the entire month. It was horrible.
Okay, can I say maybe it's better to say B because you're right. The cards this season were fire. There was so much cool stuff. Also, like the theming. I think this is one of the coolest themed seasons I think I've ever I remember personally.
They always knock it out of the ballpark with October seasons. I love their October seasons.
they do a good job.
I'm gonna say B because there is such a swing between the meta and the vibe as well as just the specific. Just the cards are so cool. I mean, Nico got released.
I believe this is when they started doing every other week balance updates as well.
No, that happened a bit ago.
That happened before.
I mentioned that
my
earlier.
bad. I missed that. Okay.
I believe this is also a B tier season. The meta was horrendous, and I do not think that we can understate that.
Yeah.
But Werewolf, Nico, 2 of the best design cards of all time.
Yeah.
Although
So
Werewolf was.
I'm making it.
We're about to. They nerf Loki and Elsa on October 26th, which was 5 days before the end, and then we go into our 3rd Tier 0 bounce meta right after this.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, listen, it's what it is. But
the next meta right after this was the Black Widow bounce.
oh, we'll get through that. But so yeah, so I think it's fair. I think we're all in agreement before just to fair for the thing. Meta F, cards S, lands in B.
Okay, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. But speaking, you already mentioned it for a second. Really a very Miss Marvel.
Oh, Miss Marvel had 2 terrible metas in it.
Mm-hmm.
It had the bounce meta at the very beginning, and then it had the lockdown Miss Marvel meta towards the later half of it.
Yeah, that was something else there. And the biggest thing was the fact that old Professor X, which was just such a problem. And I think there's a lot of these cards that were, again, just like the original card designs were just such a big problem. Should never have existed in whatever way they were. But yeah, so Miss Marvel was season pass card. We also had Gladiator release, Annihilus got released, and Martyr. Sorry.
This is also the Shang-Chi nerf season from 9 to 10.
Oh, that's a good shout.
Oh.
So this was the Shang-Chi nerf season. Everything got buffed up.
Wait, was this this was our first Twitch drop season? The Punisher, Peach Momoko.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It was.
I always say that name wrong
was
is what I'm told because it's Momoko I thought, but I'm told it's not. I don't know, whatever.
So two good cards came out this season, and two insanely terrible cards came out this season.
I
You
think
also got
Which one are you-
Zeros and Nihilist. Which
Yeah, that's
would
Zeros
have
and Nihilist.
had existed for another like 2 weeks.
I think there were. You think Gladiator was a bad card during this time? Well, was he bad?
Yes, he was a 3/7. He was a 3/7.
Oh, he was. Oh, you're right. He
3/7
was.
was
I missed that entirely. Yeah, he was a 3/7 here. Okay, never mind. You're right.
We actually were talking about Gladiator before this, and Roram thinks he's always been a bad card.
I have.
I mean, I don't think
I have
he's.
always thought that.
To be fair, I think there's a real argument you could make for that.
I think this meta was terrible for the most part because I remember getting 3 Widow's Kisses in my hand and not being able to draw 3 cards for the whole turn, like the whole game, and like it just felt so terrible to play, and they didn't address it for a while either.
There's also
I haven't played that much this season.
There's a very real talk as well, for what it's worth, because during the November, so the start of this season, they had changed cards so many times that they had to talk about in their balance updates. They start this off by talking about how people they weren't doing enough testing, basically is what they said. They said they're going to be trying to improve because they were missing so much. I just think I don't know if that actually changed anything about the season, but I do think that's notable. Wait, what is it talking about here? It says that it changed the functionality of Mobius on the patch on Halloween of the previous month. Was there something that happened with Mobius? Was there a really busted deck with Mobius that I'm forgetting about?
It was on reveal. No,
On reveal.
They nerfed it to on reveal and then they changed it back to ongoing.
Oh, that's what it
it
was.
They nerfed it from 2/3. They nerfed it from like 2/3 ongoing to 2/3 on reveal, and it was unplayable. Like one of the worst cards of all time. And then they changed it back. Then they nerfed it to 3/3 Mobius, and we've had that ever since.
Got it. Okay.
Except for that one time where they made him a 3/4 for some random reason, and then brought him back down to 3/3.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Oh, those were certainly choices there. But oh my gosh, no, I just forgot about this bit. I thought it happened so much earlier. This is finally where they changed America Chavez.
Yes, it was.
It was the patch at the end of the month.
Yeah, at December, like the December 5th patch, right?
Yep. December 5th patch.
Yeah.
It was just barely at the end of the month. America Chavez got changed to her on reveal current ability. It's slightly different, but yeah. Yeah, we're currently saying not just season passes, just the seasons as a whole, and we're using the season pass cards to symbolize them. They did that. Luke Cage, they tried to change into being just single lane. Eliath finally got changed to just say unrevealed. To just unrevealed. Elsa Bloodstone got to be a 2/3+2. Ebony Blade got buffed with its ongoing ability. Oh, and they changed unrevealed cards from their ability to be able to be moved. So cards like Stegron, Spider-Man, Juggernaut, which was the only remainder one. And they finally fixed Phoenix Force to work with multiple man. It didn't work for a year.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, not a year. It was like...
Was it not a year?
We're still in the same year.
Yeah.
Okay, but if I can't count, it's a year.
3 months. It was like 3 months.
But if I can't count, it's a year.
Like 4.
If you can't count it, it's a year. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
I can't believe next month was Shaw month. One of the worst season pass cards of all time. He came out as a 3/4.
Here, let's. Where are we putting Miss Marvel before we get there?
Did we forget to mention?
D.
I think C.
What's redeeming about it?
The patch we just talked about. I think that's what.
No,
saves
that
it.
was at the super end. There's like the
No,
very last.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm not
couple
counting
days.
it as
Yeah,
part.
D tier.
I'm not counting it as
Yeah,
part of the Shaw
counts,
season,
right?
right? Like that's not the Shaw season.
It mostly
Well, the
affected
Shaw
the
season
Shaw
had its
season
own.
though.
No, it had its own problems. Shaw season is F tier. This was peak Blob Thanos. Blob was at least very early into the
Yeah.
season, and the other cards were Havoc and Celine. Might I add,
Yeah.
Havoc and Celine, two notoriously playable cards.
Don't forget that
wasn't good
Celine was a
until IWF
one.
passed.
Celine was a 1-1 on release
Oh, I forgot about that.
with her
And
same ability.
and this is where Firestar was going to be, and we got fire and killed Datamine second dinner. This is where Firestar was going to be, and they had to do an emergency patch because it's never been confirmed. But my theory until I hear officially things saying otherwise, Firestar was busted because of Mysterio, and we should get her in the game now because of that.
Yeah, she was busted, but Blob eating the entire deck wasn't busted. Yeah, right.
Well, no,
I
she
think
was
she was
actually
just bugged.
broken. Like she was just no.
Oh, like bugged, not busted. Bugged.
Sorry, bugged.
Like,
She was bugged
broken.
with Mysterio. Broken as in
Okay.
like it didn't work correctly.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yes, that might be true. That probably
is-
is true.
Forever.
Yeah, this was an F tier season. I hated this season.
We also had auto deck get added and albums, but I think you're
This is
correct.
the season.
F.
It's
This
F.
is the worst season because we also got Castle Blackstone.
And but also I'm gonna say the biggest reason why this season was an F is because I think there was one OTA at the beginning, and then it was the Christmas time off basically, and they just didn't have as good of a pulse on it.
It was the Christmas time
Yeah.
off, and we had to suffer through Blob the entire time.
Oh, and they
They
made
did one balance. They did one balance update in December 21st, and they nerfed Werewolf by Night, and they finally nerfed Black Widow. This was the Black Widow nerf finally, because it was. Oh, I remember. It was bounce. It was bounce versus Blob. Remember?
Oh yeah, it was.
Dude, I wasn't playing this. This was the next month is when I started playing.
It
I
was
think this
Bounce
is when I
versus
started really
Blob, and
consuming content.
And Bounce was losing the battle between Bounce versus Blob, and Bounce was losing, and then they nerfed Bounce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a choice. But
Oh my gosh. I remember this. This was so bad. They nerfed Werewolf by Night as well, and Professor X to 5-1.
no, this is
That
yeah.
ends
The Sebastian Shaw
2023.
season pass, I think it definitely deserves. That was a rough end to 2023, but looking at 2024,
2023 had some stinkers at the end.
it really did. Like they found their own place in these seasons, right? But then they found their place, and then they really struggled to hold it.
Well, it didn't get better because I feel like the next season was just as bad because it didn't really change anything. It went from Blobnose into Scarnose.
Correct.
True.
And this
So-
was the once
No-
per turn lockjaw at 3 cost.
Oh,
This
was
the
it?
end of
Yeah.
it, which
Ooh,
I
another
hate
big thing
lockjaw.
was also the fact that this was Scar season. The Planet Hulk season was next. We had obviously Scar in there, Kyera, who was a 3/4, Herc, who was a 4/6, Meek, who moved randomly, Grandmaster, and Beta Ray Bill. Not only
This might
all
be
of those,
2-0 Grandmaster.
2-0 Grandmaster. Not only all those,
By the
this
way.
is where we also had a big shift in the way that they were releasing cards. Because previously we had like a month, or we had that first week of the season where the new card was just season pass card. We didn't have the card releasing directly into Series 5 at that time. But
Mhm.
it was going to be previously Firestar that happened the month before, and then that got changed last second. And Kyera was the first Series 5 release on the same day as Scar. So
This one might be an all-star of one of the worst card releases of all time. Like all 5 of these were so terrible. Like even Scar was good, but he didn't become great until much later.
I think he
you
was
know?
fine. I wouldn't even say he was good.
No, he was
He was the 12th card in the Thanos deck.
the 12th card in the Thanos deck. Yes.
Yeah.
But
And on
this
no,
is
he
where
was
they
the
nerfed- this
he was the
is-
18th card.
They finally this is where it also showed that they were like a season behind on their balance because
Mhm.
right at the very beginning of the month they nerfed Miss Marvel. They nerfed Loki again. Oh wait, no, they changed it with replace with Transformer. It was just a
Which think the
a word
fact,
change.
yeah.
And then they
Oh, they changed
Yeah,
They hit
Annihilus.
Blob as well. They did hit Blob early. I remember the
Mhm.
first OTA they came back, they hit Blob.
I'm reading the first OTA back and it doesn't say Blob.
Really? I might have misremembered.
Oh my gosh!
I
And
remember
also, wait, hold
Blob-
up. There were
because
some
Blob
W
went-
changes in this OTA, or the first like balance update they talk about here. Angel went to working from
Oh
your
wait,
hand.
I'm looking at the patch note. I need to find the OTA.
That worked for was it in hand. Quake became a real
Yes, I
card
found it.
because she
Mhm,
swapped
Quake.
the other two,
hmm
and Kingpin started doing affliction stuff, which whatever. Annihilus died, Miss Marvel died, Loki died.
Yes.
There's a lot of
So it wasn't until halfway through the month, January 18th, that they finally nerfed Blob.
Mhm.
So we still had 2 weeks of Scar season before they even nerfed Blob. So we had all last month because he came out like the second week of December.
Mhm.
We had
Correct.
all of December
We
and then
had-
2 weeks of January of Blobnos, and then we went straight into it was still Thanos the entire time. Like it was Thanos for these 3 months: December, January, and February. It was all Thanos.
Yep.
It was-
Yeah. It was
It was a.
I
such a
loved
terrible time.
I loved the balance updates they had done at the beginning, even though they were still again a month behind because they still felt good. But at the same time, it was really a miss in terms of a lot of. I don't know. Yeah, that feeling in general. Is this just another D? I think entry. I don't think it's F. Honestly,
This is F, I think.
I think this
also-
is F as well.
right.
It's actually 4 straight months of Thanos because Mockingbird came out in the 4th month.
The 4th month was Airsham though, and Airsham just destroyed
No, it
Thanos.
wasn't. No, it wasn't.
no. Airsham's
was it the 5th
was
month?
Gilgamesh.
yeah. Airsham's over here.
my gosh,
Gilgamesh.
I'm wrong. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're so right.
But-
Suck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, because Baron Zemo had a different meta than
No.
Thanos.
Hope Summers. Because it was Shaw, Scar, Swan, and Hope Summers. Those 4 seasons were
Oh, yes,
dominated
you're
by
right.
Thanos.
And Hope Summers, we had the Thanos, and then there was like the tiny little Killmonger Hope Summers Surfer deck that was trying to compete with it. I remember now. Yeah, you're right.
My favorite.
So going into this, so I mean, Scar over there. Yeah, so the Thanos season, Black Swan was obviously the season pass card here. We also then had Supergiant at a 4/5, same ability, currently is. Cole Obsidian as a 4/10. Corvus Glaive, still same ability, 5/3/5. Proxima Midnight, 4/7. And I'm gonna be honest, again, Black Swan Supergiant was like a rough start, but the rest of the season was pretty sick. They all kind of just felt fine. And this was that weird time where there was still Thanos problems, but they had tried to do the fun stuff with Sanctuary 2, his ship. So you would get the Infinity Stones and they would work for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had the ability to mess with those and try them out. It didn't last, but I actually did enjoy that period of time where it was just like, oh, I could just get an Infinity Stone for a different deck entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this season was like a C tier season. I think the card releases were really, really good.
Wait.
C or B.
This is A. We had power couples.
Why?
We had the imbalance patch.
I think this
I did
is
enjoy it. I did
B
enjoy that
tier
one.
season. I think the card releases are so good. Proxima Midnight made
Mm-hmm.
discard. Obviously, we're still in Thanos meta at this point, but it made discard an actual deck points wise.
And Corvus,
for the first
Corvus
time ever.
and Proxima.
Yeah.
Corvus made hella a deck in coming months. It made discard a deck. There was more ramp decks in general. Super Giant, one of the coolest cards they've ever released. Full Obsidian was the dud because he made Thanos 10s, and I was like, oh, now we're just playing 10s Thanos now.
Yeah.
That being said, I do
Still a
think this
good card.
season had very cool releases. I think it is.
Yeah,
a B
Black
tier
Swan
season.
was the worst, probably the worst season pass card
Mhm.
of all time. But the other cards are really good.
They also tried doing that weird stuff in the client that never worked correctly with the Carnival stuff, where you'd like have a tracker or whatever for things, and I think it was like the weird like lion thing. Do you remember that?
I don't remember.
That
Oh,
was like 2022.
No, that
Oh,
was
the 2024.
Award?
that was
It's the one
2024.
with the cool sunspot. Remember, and the singing.
Oh, yes.
I'm not
do
gonna.
remember
I think
that.
this is. I feel like A. Are you both on B though? I'll defer if you both are B.
I am on B. I think the
I'm on
meta
B as well.
All right, I'll.
hurts too much.
That's fair.
Card releases and meta are pretty much like 90% of how I'm voting for these. By the way,
No, that's and
then
you
all
know
the
what?
others, like the other 10% is like what can shift it from a tier or two. You know.
Yeah. No, I love that. 100%.
Unless it's like a really important feature like Black Panther season.
Yeah.
All right. So then the next month we had was Avengers versus X-Men. I always remember this season for what it's worth with where they got a bunch of like creators to fly out and do that like mock trial thing for the patch.
Yeah, that was
for this
really
dev
cool.
video. And
Yeah. Well, Thanos
Yeah.
died this season. Thanos died this season because remember the last 2 weeks of this season was Prof Ball.
Ooh, my favorite. Ooh, I love me some Prof Ball.
Prof Ball was awesome.
bro,
I
this
love
is a W
softball.
season. They buffed M'Baku.
Oh, yeah,
Mbak-
it jumps out of to your lowest power now.
It was lowest power. And
So this was Hope Summers.
oof.
Hope Summers, Pixie, Mockingbird, Cannonball, War Machine.
Mhm.
This was on reveal War Machine, where everyone thought he was going to be goated, and he ended up being the worst card of the
Garbage.
entire season.
Another big reason I actually like this season is because they did a location patch, and all the locations that were like really restrictive and that were just a bit too good. Like the Lamentus was still a thing at this time. Collapse Mine, the Rickety Bridge, a lot of these destroy things, especially, and card generators, they were too good, and they also did a big patch just to nerf how popular they were, or like nerf their rarity. And that was a really good hit as well. And this was the
We only
second
got-
imbalance patch. And last one.
We only got one balance update though this month. So
Yeah, one real one.
there were
Because they did the imbalance
But
patch.
it was a good,
yes, they didn't
but it
balance
was
patch,
a-
but that didn't. Yeah, there was only one real update one this month. They nerfed discard. They nerfed Thanos Psylocke.
Mm-hmm.
And then remember when they nerfed Psylocke to nerf Thanos, and then
Yeah.
this is
And
when
they
they were
nerfed
trying to
Thanos.
do 5-4,
Yeah, Adam Warlock got changed to 5-4 last
Adam
month,
Warlock.
the previous month.
and this is where they did the full like rework buff of all the Guardians to +4.
Yeah.
I like B tier. I think this was a
The-
very
I
good
do.
balance update. I think the location
think-
change was very good, and I think the card releases were pretty cool.
I think this is A tier because I actually really liked all the almost all the card releases were meaningful and impactful and really fun to play with. And even
Did we already say all the
now,
cards?
All these cards, yeah. It's Hope Summers, Pixie, Mockingbird, Cannonball, War Machine.
I like.
So
I think it's actually a fair argument for A tier. I'm willing to push that. I think that's a good push. I'm willing to vote with you here.
It's fine. Hey, it's fine as long as we put this next one up in S.
yeah, Thunderbolts is the easiest tier.
I don't know. It's
we need
Victor
to talk about
Faro.
it.
I'm
It's
not
better.
as. I don't know if I'm as big on Victor Faro.
Okay.
Best
Red
art in the
Hulk.
game.
Red Hulk, U.S. Agent,
Red-
Red Guardian, Old White Widow, Valentina.
Yeah.
There was not a single
What's up,
bad
Scata?
card released.
We're doing.
The worst
We're
card
ranking
was
all the season
Valentina.
passes. Or
Let
not
me
season passes,
say
just
that
the
again.
months.
The worst card this month was Valentina. That
Br-
is crazy.
Yeah, I have no issues with this just being an
Oh
S
wait,
tier.
just kidding. just kidding. Baron Zemo was technically the worst, but in the
You're right.
month,
No, you're right.
Valentina,
Card.
Well,
in the month, Valentina felt like the worst card. But Baron Zemo, in reality, Baron Zemo was the worst card of the month.
Yeah,
But overall, this month
no-
was baller.
So it's not just season passes again that we're ranking here. I'm just telling for chat as people keep coming in. This is the whole season as a like just the season as a whole. We're just using the season pass card to showcase it. And I think it's yeah.
I think this is where albums came in, right?
No,
Or was that
albums have been
last-
out for a few months.
That was before.
It came out a few
Oh,
months
okay,
ago.
My bad.
No, it's fair.
I think this is S tier though. This
Yeah,
is
I-
one of my
I-
favorites.
Yeah, the first balance
This is one
update
of
was
my-
solid. Let me
This
just
is also
see.
one of my favorite seasons of all time.
This is also as well when they started like making the spotlight caches not random cards and tried to introduce some cards with like a little bit of like similarities. Like I remember the Valentina week was all 6 cost, for example. And like they started theming the caches so that they became a lot better.
And wait, this
season.
was April, right?
This is April. The very
That was
first
April.
balance update of
Yep,
this month
I
was
just realized.
they made Quicksilver Thanos. Quicksilver
No,
Thanos
you're
was
missing
in this
something.
month.
Because you're talking about the
Well,
OTA. The first balance update got rid of M'Baku destroying unrevealed cards. He removed the text from the unrevealed cards.
M'Baku or Elias?
I'm sorry, Eliath. My apologies. Eliath.
Yeah, because that was because of Prof Ball.
Yeah. Which was, oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Like, that's
They
actually...
did end up having to
Zabu got killed.
change some-
Forgot. Yeah, Zabu got
I miss
killed.
Sabu.
They changed... Oh, okay, as much as the card is still bad, Strong Guy got changed to only need... for you to only have 1 or less card in hand, so he actually worked with Apocalypse. Which, I'm not going to say he's good, but that was a great change, and I loved that bit too.
Yeah, they killed Zabu. They killed Elias. Well, didn't kill Elias, but they significantly made him worse.
Mm-hmm.
This is where they really buffed Sandman though, and this is
Yeah.
where because it went from ongoing. And remember, it went from ongoing to on reveal.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't play it in ramp anymore, but you could play the tempo deck, which is like some people didn't figure that one out for at least like 2 more months before we got the Ultron Sandman deck.
Yeah, which was... God, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
No. This was a great. Season. It had so many great cards. I think the worst about the season entirely, and it's, I actually really dislike Mill as an archetype, and Baron Zemo I think is truly the glaring issue of this season. I mean, to be fair, honestly, you could argue White Widow. I think White Widow is a thing you could argue is another big issue in the season.
No, the biggest issue of the season was Red Hulk.
It was Red Hulk.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it was Red Hulk there.
Later.
Red Hulk had +4 scaling, and he was a 6'11". And
True.
He was massive every game, and he was the biggest issue. But he was a cool issue. Like you could see him coming.
Yeah.
You knew how big he was. Like
Mhm.
he was massive, but you also knew, unlike other cards. So like
It was so
it
much
was-
fun.
It was a good season.
It was a lot of fun. I think
every
there's-
every season's gonna have issues.
Yeah, I think that, like, again, I think as well, it's mentioned in chat, like, a lot of the cards were too good, sure, but also they were still really fun, and I enjoyed a lot of it. So that was I liked this time. I think it was a pretty fun one.
Yeah.
Going over to the next one, we had a Blink in Time, which obviously highlighted Blink, who is a sick card. Also,
Top 5 designed card in the game.
true. Nocturne, Sage,
Bottom 5.
Namora.
Well, no, Nocturne was actually really good at this time.
Yeah, it was
No, I know
3/5.
I one of my most hated cards, probably my most hated ever.
What? Nocturne is?
Yes, not even close.
All right, and also
Where they got
Sasquatch.
rid of- They also this was where they buffed Leech though to 4 cost.
Yes.
Mm,
This was Blink Leech meta.
Yeah, this is
This,
Blink Leech
this
meta.
season is C tier. Blink is the only thing saving it from below. Sasquatch
The
was
other
terrible at the
thing that
time.
changed in this meta was Ultron Sandman came out this meta too, because this is
Correct.
where
Another
because they buffed Ultron to +2, like 1/2 bots instead of 1/1s.
correct. So Ultron Sandman became a deck. This was one of the worst meta-wise seasons. Sage is a cool card. Blink is an awesome card. I don't care much for Sasquatch. What's it called? Namor, awful.
Sage
and
was
Nocturne, one
awesome.
of the biggest design sins this game has ever committed, releasing that card
Ooh.
at 3/5.
So I'm also going to give another fun shout.
I disagree with
Mhm.
Smiles on Nocturne being one of the worst ever, but it was pretty fun. I
It was-
like Nocturne.
I do as well. Nocturne should never
Yeah.
have been a 3/5. Nocturne, I want Nocturne to go to a 4/6. So, anyway,
I think that's unplayable. I think that's just as unplayable as it is now. You know.
maybe.
Keep her unplayable. She should be. What a
I think
awful.
there's a couple other really cool bits in this season that are also talking about OTA things. Captain America did his change where he used to be a 3/3 ongoing. Your other cards here have +1 to a 3/2 ongoing where your other ongoing cards here have +2, which was sick. You also had the change to bring Werewolf by Night back to a 3/1. Leech got his nerf immediately undone and put it back to a 5 cost.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of fun stuff in this season. And
Yeah, and they started nerfing Thanos more this season, even though he wasn't good this season. They just kept nerfing him though.
Yeah.
Like as soon as they changed him to Quicksilver in the Zemo season, he was terrible.
Yeah, God, that was a fun time. All right, so what are we saying here? I think we're saying the move stuff I don't think got changed yet.
I think Blink was a B tier season.
I feel like I want to say A, but
B or C.
So I'll leave it. I'm down to leave B, I think.
Where did you say, Smiles?
Okay.
I think I said C. I think
Okay,
it's C.
so B is in the middle. We'll keep it there then.
Sure.
Mhm.
Okay. Next season was the worst season of all time. It introduced Arishem.
One of the goated.
S.
One of the best
S.
seasons, S tier.
What?
S.
Okay,
This is
season
an
pass
S tier
card
season.
was. I'm gonna finish. Season pass
This is
card
S
was
tier
guilt.
season.
I swear to God, I'm not finishing. Is that what's happening? That's what's happening right now, Roram? That's what we're doing. I can hear the smile on your face. I hear it. You psycho. Okay, season pass card was Gilgamesh at he was a 5/7. You had Athena, you had Cersei, Makari, and Festus and Arishem.
S.
How'd you call him? What'd you say Fastos' name was?
Festus. I'm gonna forever say Festus because they're all. Do you know why they're called each of the Eternals have their names?
Like Festus is
Because they're based off of
Mythological characters. Hephaestus.
mythological characters. Yes.
I thought
Hephaestus.
you were
In the
saying like the
In the movie, they
basketball
say
player.
Fastos.
They didn't.
I call him
Fastos.
Fast. I call him
Yeah,
Fast.
Fastos.
Okay, I'm gonna say. I've always called him Festus, and I've said it forever.
Fastos. Fastos.
yeah.
That's cool. Makari.
Makari was. There were a lot of
Cersei.
bad cards during this time. Truly, and here's the thing: as much as I
Okay.
hate Arishem,
Best
Arishem.
type card of all time.
It was the most hyped card of all time. This was again similar to High Evolutionary, and no one knew how bad it was for a couple weeks, maybe a week. I'll say.
It was one of the most fun new card releases of all time. Like it was genuinely
Yes.
so fun. The first 2 weeks were so fun, and then people started optimizing, and it became so unfun.
Yes.
But that was after this season.
Yeah, and that's why as much as I absolutely despise Arishem, I don't actually think I can hold Arishem against this season, straight up. As much as I wish I could.
Season was S tier.
This season was so fun. Even
This was
Cersei was
okay.
fun during this season.
I feel like
And
there's
Cersei's the worst card of all time.
I feel like there's a world in which I could argue A, just due to the strength of the majority of these cards being pretty bad. But
I
Athena
mean,
was strong.
Cersei
Makari was
good
good.
at the time. Makari was good.
Okay,
Athena was really good.
oh wait,
The one you can have is
Gilgamesh
that
and Phastos were
pre-Arishem,
terrible.
pre-Arishem, this was peak prof ball.
But actually, I was
That
about to
is
say,
true.
so it wasn't fully peak because on the second week, on June 13th, Professor X gained his now current text at a 5.2.
So 2 weeks of prof ball.
We had just
And
just
they
about
nerfed
2 weeks.
Cannonball.
They
And
nerfed
they
Cannonball,
Hella.
and they Hella didn't.
They had some
Yeah,
baller changes, and they buffed Gilgamesh 2 weeks in.
S tier.
yeah, no, that's like those were pretty solid. They also what was this? Earn bonus of rewards. Oh, they added the
buffed
whale.
They buffed Haibo. Yeah, dude, this was a baller. Oh no, I remember this month. This month actually, you can maybe put an egg. It was this Magic Doc Ox month.
It's Arishem
Remember?
month, man. I remember.
I remember, but I
also,
God, I
don't think anything is stopping me from putting this in S.
Yeah, that's fair, dude. Arishem was so hype. It was so fun.
I still remember Arishem Day.
If your
That's been-
best,
It was so amazing. I got the Spotlight variant day one for him.
Roram,
so
the
excited.
best argument you could make is the fact that against this season, again, as someone who absolutely despises Arishem, I don't even think I could say anything against that. The best argument you can make against this season as a whole is the fact that Eliath got buffed to a 610 during this season.
Yeah, that doesn't the season sucked because Doc Ock magic was everywhere.
But I think that's the
Arishem redeemed the entire thing.
and it was the moment of time where we didn't know how bad I didn't know how bad it was. I say I didn't because I know you love it, but
Well, I hated I hated Arishem for forever. Like for like 2 or 3 months. Like I was like kill Arishem, kill Arishem, kill Arishem, kill Arishem. And then they finally did kill Arishem, and now I really enjoy Arishem because he's
I don't know,
a very
Scotta.
fun card to play.
when did the movement
But
change happen? It's being asked
He
in
was
chat.
too OP. I don't remember.
All right,
No one plays move.
Yeah, for real.
it's not even a real deck. So the next season was Deadpool Domination, I believe is what they called it, or no, Maximum Effort. Sorry, Maximum Effort.
Maximum effort.
With Gwenpool as a season pass card. You then had Hydra Bob, Ajax,
Oh, this
Copycat,
was so good.
and Cassandra Nova. So
This is the best card releases.
you also had the first limited time game mode of Deadpool's Diner.
okay.
Yeah. New
Card
game mode.
releases.
New card releases were S tier. The card releases are all S tier.
I'm
The
putting.
meta
I think
was
it's S.
Z tier. No, the meta was
the-
Z tier. This was the worst
Yo.
meta ever.
Now
This was pure Arishem meta until Cass came out.
Yes. So I do think.
everyone was playing Doc Ock Darkhawk in their
Yeah.
Arishem deck.
I'm gonna give this real fast. I'm gonna say this. I am leaving Gwenpool here just for a moment. We're going to talk about all the problems that occurred in this season, and Gwenpool will get pulled out of S tier. But the cards this season, I think we can all agree, were just amazing, fantastic. Not only that, I'm gonna give a weird angle we haven't hit yet.
Alliances came out this season too.
Spotlight caches, obviously, were second dinner, just choosing whatever cards. This month, we had Galactus in the first one with Nebula. You had Darkhawk in the second, because people were like ranking these. I remember this. You had Thanos and Cole Obsidian in the third, and then you had Nico and the last one that didn't have Cassandra Nova because that just had a on and off week basically, had Nico, Hope, and Proxima. Like also, again, I'm going to say that the Spotlight caches, when that was a big issue, were fantastic. And then we talk about Deadpool's Diner.
One of the best LTMs ever. I miss the old diner. Me and the other guy. Me and Roram used to queue each other all the time in that one.
There you go.
Yeah, we were just trained. We literally timed it so we could farm with each other.
Ooh, Blob lost his ongoing during the season, by the way.
Yeah, halfway through, and it was because of the Mystique interaction.
Oh yeah.
Hilarious.
We
change,
got the
by way.
login rewards, the ones where it's like if you go to
It
the
was
web
actually
shop.
a buff for Blob, though.
It was a
It's
buff,
actually
It
but
was.
It was a buff because it didn't automatically die to Seaball.
Yep. You had that stuff. Shadow King got buffed at the end of this season as well in order to basically get the reset and work around Luke Cage, which was a new thing. They did the
change.
what?
I think that was a very good change.
Yeah. They did the cost versus cost change, which still has issues, but they started, which is nice. They had alliances get added. I'm gonna be honest, I think the first Deadpool Diner, I don't think it was great, but I also don't think it was that bad. I've talked about all the features though a lot. Is there any other things in the balance updates? Loki went to a 3-5 and changed into changing the deck at the end. Very close to the end.
Again.
That was a terrible change. He was so strong because he also drew a card.
Yeah, he did.
Drew a card.
That was a horrible change.
I think League Month is next month. I haven't seen that in the official news yet. Doc Ock went to a 4-8 to only pull 1. Widow's Kiss was basically just had the what is it? Where am I clicking through this wrong? Widow's Kiss lost a point of power in its ongoing ability.
What date are you looking at?
It's technically on August 1st, which was still in the season, but it was, like I said, the tail end.
Yeah, because this was Airsham season. There's Airsham everywhere. I personally think that this season would have been an S tier if the meta wasn't just so horrible, and so I'm voting A tier.
So
I'm also
for what it's worth,
A tier. This is the worst meta ever. Like ever. Maybe Thanos and Nimrod season is worse.
So yeah,
That's
the reason
only one I
actually started I went through all that stuff is because I didn't like the meta as much, but I also know you two both had a better pulse on the meta at the time. And so I was going to say, were there any other specific things about the meta that you wanted to do? Because like I've tried to keep mostly the positives, and I think this is where y'all bring it down.
It was the evolution of all the different Airshams and how people were trying to counter each other on Airsham. So that was the whole month. Mm-hmm. The whole month was I'm playing Airsham and I'm trying to counter other people playing Airsham and see how quickly I can beat them playing Airsham. And so like it went from Darkhawk mirrors into Doc-Ock mirrors into Loki mirrors of all Airsham.
Yeah. That's fair.
And so I think the meta was like D tier, F tier. Actually, I think it was F tier meta, but there were so many amazing things that came out this season that I honestly think it's A tier overall.
In my opinion, is Roram.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I'll trust it. Next season that we had was the Young Avengers, which I think this was one of the first ones I remember they talked about it. This was a different designer. I remember of Jason Yang, who basically headlined the whole season. Such a fun time. You had Kate Bishop to start with the 4 different arrows. You got Marvel Boy, Wiccan, Speed, and Emperor Hulkling, which you can argue their strength, but like they were cool cards.
Yeah, they also nerfed Airsham this month.
Yeah, I hadn't.
They added 3 more cards, and Cassandra Nova. Well, Airsham was mostly nerfed because Cass came out. But it helped nerf him down to the ground even more.
I'm gonna give a shout here. We the leagues. This is where leagues happened. And the leagues, I think, were the biggest mistake. One of the biggest mistakes in terms of, like, it wasn't even LTMs. All you did, and this is what I did. I said I did this because I talked this earlier, right? If the best way to play the game isn't playing the game, that's a bad decision. And the best way to play with leagues was you went to Proving Grounds and you just did a Deadpool emote and you just kept doing retreats one at a time. Just keep going back and forth. That's it.
Yeah, this season was the another Loki season, though.
Yeah, it was another Loki season there, too.
No, this was all the Loki season. This was the 3/5 -1 cost draw card Loki.
Yeah.
Season.
No, sorry. I mean like another Loki season because Loki had his actual season is what I mean. But
oh yeah,
This was there was a brief period before people realized Loki was broken, like the first week.
Mhm.
And I think it was the only week where Zoo was genuinely probably the best deck in the game. For
That's
one
such a
week.
fun shout.
Yeah, that's right.
It was Zoo was the best in the for
When Marvel
1
Boy
week,
came out.
and then people realized Loki was broken, so they put Loki and Zoo, and then that was the best deck in the game.
Ooh, and fun shouts here as well. This is where they did a bunch of location. And again, I like the location updates because those, I think locations are one of the coolest parts of Marvel Snap. They removed the peak, which just used to just invert your costs, and they removed Lamentus 1. They changed District X to no longer appear for people who are veterans or whatever the game who have been playing it for a bit. They redesigned Weird World.
I hated that change.
And they redesigned Sandbar to say for its current ability, which also countered Airshim, which was fantastic.
They removed my favorite location in the game. This is going down a tier.
I miss
Peak.
District X so much.
Old Peak was my favorite location in the
Old
game by
Peak?
far.
Wow.
Old Peak.
They were extremely divisive.
Bluff snap every time. Every time you always bluff snap it.
There you go.
I
mean,
I'll
fair.
say it was the game I'm most proud of winning in Marvel Snap is I bluff snapped Peak versus a negative deck turn 1, and I still won the game.
That's fantastic. So honestly, straight up, I think the meta brings it down, but I think it's all the way up in like a A tier. But I also think it goes down a bit as you keep talking through stuff. So like, where do y'all feel this lands? I think I'm gonna be wrong here.
I think this is a C tier meta. I mean, this is a C tier season. I think that the only really cool cards this season were Kate Bishop and Hulkling for me. I get that Speed and Wiccan were good, but no one knew how to play them yet. Like, no one figured it out for at
True.
least 1 or 2 more months afterwards. Marvel Boy was cool, but I just never have enjoyed Sue. And so, like, I'm biased on this, but, like, I feel like the card releases weren't, like... Kate Bishop was a stellar season pass card. One of the best designed and just feel good cards of all time. Like, it feels so good to play her. And then I really liked Emperor Hulkling, even though I know he was bad. So, like, the card releases were, like, a B tier card release, and then the meta was, like, D tier. And it wasn't as bad as, like, Peak Airshim or even Peak Loki, but I still hate Loki so much. So I think this was a C tier season for me.
I agree with Roram. I think the meta was a little bit better. I think this was actually much less offensive Loki, but it was still Loki.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's fair. I won't push against that. I'll leave it. I think there's a lot of good arguments there. But if you want to talk about good arguments, what about an argument for a brand new ability, brand new keyword that we got with Activate for the Symbiote Spider-Man season?
Season's S tier.
We had Silver Sable as well released, Madam Web, Aranya, and Scarlet Spider, which I remember Scarlet Spider because I was doing Tucker's thumbnails for a bit. And the second he told me he got to do the Scarlet Spider thumbnail, I just started working on art for it. I was stoked about that card, stoked that he was going to be able to do it, and it was there was a bunch of hype that I also personally just had for the season in terms of the cool stuff here. This is another Spider season that we hadn't had in a bit, so it was a really fun season.
You want to
I
get my
think
hot
this
take for this season?
Yeah, let's hear it.
F.
Oh, why?
And if you don't
So
provide any arguments,
This was a horrible launch of your new keyword. So Activate they made a big deal. Activate's your new keyword. Activate this, activate that. They released in this season a bad Activate card that is pretty much exclusively for on reveal cards. It's not even an activate. It's not even like, oh, this new mechanic. The only like actual new mechanic cards were Scarlet Spider, who sucked. There was a lot of hype behind him, but he sucked. And Aranya, who's a 1 cost, so it's obviously not going to have a significant ability on the actual activate. The first real, genuine activate card released was Bullseye, that actually took advantage of the mechanic. And the first
I disagree.
real one that started showing up was
Nope.
Invisible Woman first steps.
Nope. You're
No,
forgetting.
Hell Cow.
Yep. Hell Cow. Hell
You're
Cow.
forgetting Hell Cow.
Okay.
Hell Cow did 2 cards because they changed Black
Hell
Swan
Cow
and
did
Hell
2
Cow.
cards. Yes, that was stupid, and they never should have done that. I forgot about that.
Yes.
Again, shows not. I think they completely butchered the mechanics launch, and because that was the main thing this season, and they completely butchered it, in my opinion, by making all the cards too weak and made the one that was actually fine a 1 cost, so it wasn't even significant at all. And the one that they made OP was a Hella card, which is a notoriously liked card. I think they completely butchered this. I think this is an F tier season.
I do
That's
think
just my take.
so. There's also the take that I think is that should be made about move as a deck, which became a problem because they had a really bad sense of balance around this. Because again, it was. I love the move thing they did recently, where they did just make a big change with move in order to say that they didn't want to balance everything around Human Torch. And because of Human Torch, Aranya was a busted card for a bit, and move was a real problem, which is a whole different bit. And not even mention the fact that I think Smlz is correct there, where it says you introduce a brand new card, a brand new mechanic, and it doesn't work with the mechanic. It's the same issue I personally have with when we talk about Ensab and Noor. Ensab and Noor pulling out objectives doesn't work. And Simi Spider-Man not working with activates, that doesn't. Neither one of those things makes sense. Neither one of those should be a thing. And those are real issues, I think. But I don't think there were really any other significant things. They made hella revive cards with even less power, but you were already running Luke Cage and it didn't matter. I don't know. What are you thinking, more?
I thought that I actually think like Activate came out and it sucked, but I really liked it as a new mechanic. I thought it was really cool, and I think that it offered a lot of new ways to play the game, and I really enjoyed that. I do think that the move changes, like the move buff cards, were really strong though, and like really good. And so I said S, but I think honestly it's like a B tier season overall. And so
I feel like it's closer to C more than B.
okay, you gotta put it in the middle then. F, C, and B. Where is it?
I can go to D as a median, though I still feel this is an F tier season.
D is median.
So
I'm
it's B
saying
tier.
C. All right.
Okay.
We get to Agent Venom, and I'm looking through this. I'm pretty sure this is an S as I'm going through this stuff. Agent Venom, like all of the cards they released this season were bangers. You had Agent Venom, you had Scream, Misery, Scorn, Toxin, Anti-Venom, and Agony.
Yeah, like cards wise, this is an S tier season.
I also don't even think it was a bad meta, straight up.
I don't remember the meta during.
Well,
this
actually,
one, to
the
be
biggest
honest
problem with the
you.
meta.
This was Agent Venom. This was entirely Agent Venom.
It was the Agent
Oh,
Venom.
yeah, it was. It was just Agent Venom. It
Which I
wasn't.
think is a fine meta. I
Yeah.
don't think
Yeah,
that
it wasn't.
bad.
It wasn't terrible at all. Actually,
Like-
like it was annoying, but it wasn't like. It was like a different kind of annoying. It was like. 'Cause
It
it was
was-
a Cosmo meta, and I
Yeah.
always hate Cosmo meta.
It was a strong meta.
Lao type meta.
And I don't know if it was. Oh, actually, that's an interesting. Are you? Ooh, it was a Xiao Lao type meta. Nah, that's a fair take. I think actually.
No, it's not a fair take. It's completely different.
It's
This
very
one was
fair.
This one was
to
so much more
January.
face up. This is so like Agent Venom decks were so face up because they were reliant upon Havoc.
Oh,
and
you're talking about
Tina
face
and
up.
all those
Okay, I was
kinds
thinking of
cards.
strength wise. Sure. Okay.
And I don't even think it's not even close as strength wise either. Shaolao puts out way more stats.
Iron Man Mystique.
Yeah,
deck was
Iron Man
pretty
Mystique.
good.
Yeah, the Iron Man
I-
Mystique was fire. It was
No,
way too
this
good.
was the same amount of stats as Shallow. I think the face up versus face down is a very real thing
Yeah.
where Shallow's points are more face down. It plays more combo.
I remember
But as
this
from a
meta.
pure point perspective in low curve points decks,
I remember
they're very
three
similar.
distinct decks in this season.
Mm-hmm.
One was Scream. The
Yep.
other one was Agent Venom, and the other one was the Misery Darkhawk deck.
Oh, with reviving and using Black Widow. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, you were killing Black Widow multiple times.
Yeah. For what it's worth, I also think there's some interesting stuff here in terms of the OTA or balance updates. Hellcow got nerfed to only hit one card to make it no longer as good in Hela. White Widow finally had the change because Clog was really good and she was just a very powerful card the whole time. She then had her kiss changed to just get destroyed as soon as everything was done. And a bigger interesting note is that Kingpin, Scream, and Fist Tower all no longer affected unrevealed cards, which I think was
Huge nerf.
it was a very big nerf. High Voltage also got added, which was a big thing. That was the first time we ever saw High Voltage enter the game. And I'm trying to see if there was any other really big things. This was another fun October season. If you want to talk about reasons why this season sucked, though, Storm got to be a 4/5.
Oh yeah, because they were trying to nerf. They tried to nerf because they made War Machine an ongoing like 2 patches ago before this.
Mm-hmm. Also, Misery got to be a 4/8 at the end of it as well. Yeah, there was a lot of powerful stuff in that meta, a lot of big things, and so I don't know. I felt like it was a lot. I feel like there's a lot of fun stuff here. I don't know.
I think probably.
Ooh, wait. I'm gonna give a note for why this will
A?
be. I'm gonna give a big reason for S. This was split miss.
Oh, S.
Was this actually split miss?
Yep, it happened during the patch on October 15th because for a couple months it was slightly lower, and then Lauren Whatevs outed the fact that because they were working on character mastery, because of that stuff, they accidentally nerfed it. They accidentally nerfed splits, so they buffed them until they said it's going to be active until the mid-December patch. So we had the start of about 2 months of split miss here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can make
Yep.
this S tier.
S.
Done.
Yep. S.
All right. So remember we said Scar was an F? Surtur is here now to ruin that for you. The War of the Nine Realms put Surtur introducing here 3/5. God, I forgot how busted this card was on release. After you play a card with 10 or more power, this gains +3. You then had Frigga at a 3/3, Malekith as a 4/6, Fenris as a 2/3, Gore 6-1, King Eitri as a 1/2. There was, and Deadpool's
Good
Diner
cards.
returned as
This
well.
was an awesome season release, release wise.
Super awesome season release wise. The meta sucked.
The meta was horrible.
Like honestly,
This was one of the seasons I quit.
this is one of the worst metas. And again, this is like this tier list is like super vibes based, 100%. And I think the metas are like one of the biggest reasons for it, as it's like it was so unfun.
I don't play this season for a reason.
This was
Yeah, I
also
didn't
the
play this season either.
Probably.
the
I think
quickest
this one is
nerf.
a case of the meta drives it so far down
Mhm.
because it doesn't have like nearly as much as the upside as the Gwenpool season. I would probably rate this in the C tier. I think its releases are actually very strong, but the meta and it has one release that is just so unhealthy that it really drags it down. I'd probably say C tier, though I can see D tier.
I'm D tier.
I'm
I
D.
want this to be F, but the card releases brings it up to D.
For what it's worth, yeah, I think you and I both agree on that, Roram, and I think, yeah, I'm down with that. I think this is a good place for it as well. Just straight up, it just sucked. It wasn't good. It didn't feel great, and it truly, like I just said, the vibes. Is it gamer in chat is saying that this meta was worse than the Airship meta, and I think that's just correct. I don't even think it's a hot take.
Yes. I actually played through the Airship meta, and I refused to play through Surtur, but
Yeah.
Surtur had so many good card releases that I think you bump it up a tier.
Yeah.
Like, there were so many good cards, and it was really unique and fun cards. Like, even their Series 4, like, limited time game mode card, like Eitri, was so impactful.
Yeah. No, it was awesome. So but when you say you move it up a tier, you're still leaving D, right? Just from F.
Yeah, I'm moving it up a tier from F.
Yeah. Okay. One of the other parts about this season, which I don't really think I can connect to this season, but it more goes to the next one. One of my favorite parts about this season, the next season, the Marvel Rival season, was the fact that we didn't have it leaked. We knew the names because they had been leaked for a hot second, but we didn't know the abilities until like a week before. And so
because wasn't it because they like kindly asked Sync not to
Has that ever been confirmed?
say anything?
Did Sync say that?
I don't know, but I
did.
thought
Ask data miners, I'm pretty sure. Hey, I'm pretty sure they originally had everything, and then they said, "Hey, can you take this down? This is kind of some secret stuff we're doing here." Because I'm pretty sure they accidentally leaked that Marvel Rivals was coming out in December.
True, I forgot about that. They did leak that Marvel Rivals coming out in December. I forgot about that bit as well. Yeah. Anyway, Galacta, obviously season pass card, was very good for it. 4/6 with the +3. You then had Luna Snow at a 3/5 at the time. Penny Parker, who had Spider as a 3/3, and she was 2/3 as well. Doom 299, who was 4/2 on both his Doombots and himself. Bruce, who only was 25%. Rocket and Groot. And you also had Lasher as the Series 4 release. So there was a lot of big stuff here. And y'all remember Tokyo 2099?
yeah, they got rid of it.
Yep.
They didn't even release it.
Nope. They literally, I even remember them saying it's like, hey, we just wanted to do an ability for a location that we didn't have to do an animation on. So we just did this. Yep.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this is a C tier season. The reason why is because the card releases were they weren't really that fun. Like Doom 2099 was strong, but he wasn't he wasn't good. Like, he was good. I guess he was a terror at lower ranks, but for us, he was like, oh, okay. Like US Agent just farmed him.
Yeah.
And Rocket and Groot were really good, but Rocket and Groot didn't become good until like the next couple seasons after this.
Mhm.
And like it was the Galactus show, and it was fine. It was fun. It just wasn't like I don't really remember much about this season. It didn't really mean that much to me.
Yeah. That's fair.
These cards got buffed.
Yeah, most of
Yeah, like,
Luna Snow,
everything got buffed.
Luna Snow 3/6, Bruce Banner plus 8% on his procs. 2099 got nerfed because of the low rank stuff like that, and then Rocket and Groot also got nerfed, but that was the very last week of the season, anyways. This season aged well because of how the cards went in their futures,
Yeah.
particularly Luna and
I
Bruce,
was-
who both became good cards.
Bro, I
However,
was so
I need to
high on
put this in
those.
C, I think.
I think
I
C
was
is
so
fine.
high on Luna, and everyone else
You
was
were-
like, "Luna's so ass. Why would you want to give your opponent energy?" I was like, "Dude, Luna is."
I just don't care.
Luna's gonna be
I'll
so
give
good.
I'll give you your Luna call. You got it right.
There you go.
One of my
I was
favorite
so
cards
right
in the
about
game.
Luna.
So I'm gonna give a reason why I think this could even be actually lower, is because it was kind of done for a bit, but this was where we had series drop. This was, I think, one of the last bouts of series drops, but it just really like we hadn't gotten series drops for a bit. We haven't talked about them for every single one, but we got series drops, and the cards that dropped were X20 to Series 4. We had X23, Iron Lad, Sasquatch, Beta Ray Bill, Grandmaster, Festus, Pixie, Supergiant, and Valentina. And then to Series 3, you had Jean Grey, Kitty Pryde, and Snowguard. And that was it.
I don't think that drops it down lower than C though, because like if you compare it to the other seasons in D tier, it's not as bad as those.
That's fair. No, that's a fair shout. All right, yeah. Okay. I'll agree to that. So we then had the Dark Avengers, which had Iron Patriots season pass. We also then this was the first ever Super Premium season pass, which had an Abomination variant for as well for an extra $5 because it was previously $15, but it then changed to 20 USD. We also then add Victoria Hand, Moonstone, Bullseye, and Ares, all released during this season. What do y'all feel?
Crazy strong cards. I think this season.
Hey, what's going on?
Crazy
Thank you so much, Razor, for the raid. Appreciate
This
it.
was also
We are.
the
I'm
IP
currently
medal
live with
for every deck
Roram
in IP.
and Smlz, and we
towards
are
the
ranking
end was the
every single
Mill
season
meta,
of
which
Marvel
I do
Snap,
not know how
which
you
we are
guys feel
using
about. I
to
personally
symbolize
find it too
by the season
bad.
pass cards.
I
I'm
would
so sorry
rate
to talk
this
about
season
it,
eight.
actually.
I would rate this season A tier. I think it has some really, really strong releases. And yeah.
I think this was an A tier season as well because like the cards were too strong to be S tier in my opinion. Like, but they weren't so strong where I hated playing the game.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Yeah, they all were very cool and very interesting. I liked it a lot. There was a lot of really fun card season. It just felt like everything just felt like a different deck. It felt like every single release that they did was impactful. I think it was one of the best things here. Yeah. Was it? Yeah, people had just came in. And it is interesting. Yeah. A lot of these cards, they aren't based off of the power of the individual cards themselves as for why they're so high, right? Like Miss Marvel was really powerful, but she was all the way down here. But there's a lot of cards. I'm not gonna be able to go through a full review, everyone else, for what that is in those past ones. But I mean, just moving straight into the Brave New World. This will be on YouTube later, yeah. Brave New World with Sam Wilson, Captain America, as the card for that season. You had Sam Wilson's Shield, which by the way was a 1/1 that started on the board. You then had Joaquim Torres, who was by the way 3/3. You then had Thaddeus Ross in order as a 2/2, Red Wing as a 3/4, Diamondback as a 3/3. Lots of really fun stuff here. And again, like, so if we're ranking based off just the card here, just the card Sam Wilson, for example, it's not like that would be S. But there's a lot of other cards that came out this season. They all kind of sucked other than him.
Yeah, I think this season had like Sam Wilson, and Sam Wilson was way overtuned, but I might be the odd man out here, but I actually really, really enjoyed Sam Wilson even when he was overtuned.
I'd agree with that, actually. Straight up. I think it's
even when he was overtuned, I think he was a very fun and unique, cool card to play with. I knew he was too strong, but I was like okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was okay with him being too strong, but it was like that point where it's like I know this is too strong, so it's gonna get nerfed, and I'm okay with it getting nerfed. But if it doesn't ever get nerfed, I'm also okay with that.
So we've been playing a lot of in the background, and I know you did it on stream earlier, Roram, but like a lot of I know people have been playing some Once Upon a Galaxy, And I think one of the strongest, it's a weird comparison, so if you don't know about it, I'm sorry. But one of the strongest, I think, captains or cards, whatever, that's in that game is a character called, what was it, Rumpelstiltskin? And the devs have said, or people who work on the game have said, if this is the strongest card, it's probably a good one to have as the strongest card, because it does just enable a lot and let you do really cool things. And that is how I have consistently felt about Sam Wilson, where yeah, he probably has been too good at times. Won't deny that. But he is such an interesting card. He does so much. He is an ongoing, he's a move card. He's a card for what is it, like, what's her face? Mockingbird. He just does a lot of really fun things and was really sick. And not even mentioning, by the way, so we're not just talking about the cards released during seasons. We also talked about the metas. This also had, I think, if you guys remember, because this was the near like last year, KM Best did a video where he talked about like the best buffs and nerfs over the entire year. And I think that this had the best nerf in the entire year, where Hela got changed from previously being a -3 to each card that she revived to saying that she only revived one card of each cost.
I think there was one better. We'll get to that when that season comes.
Fair.
But this is the start of this season's when I started playing like at the really high ladder. So I have a much greater pulse on the metas of these seasons, and this was the Sam IP meta, but I honestly did not mind it that much. I thought it was actually a pretty good meta. Those two cards were definitely overtuned, but they were two good cards to be overtuned. Like, I think Iron Patriot's a very fun card. I think Sam Wilson's a very fun card. I would actually rate this as high as B tier. I think the releases drag it down a bit, but I think Sam being such a cool release, even if he was overpowered, and just in general, the meta being really healthy, this was like the last rise of something like Affliction. Like, Affliction was a very popular deck. Ongoing started to, like, Spectrum Ongoing had a renaissance. Lots of really, really cool stuff. I absolutely loved playing. Red Wing was a legitimate deck at the time. It was so much fun. I have a lot of great memories of this season. I definitely think it's a B tier season. I think that while the releases can track it down, this was so much fun.
I also realized, for what it's worth, we missed something for the Iron Patriot season, in which this was the blip during this time.
Oh.
Which is...
The comp hit too, though.
The comp hit didn't hit until this season.
Oh, maybe swap them then.
But I'm gonna give you a reason why this. No.
I think you leave them the same, because I think Iron Patriot, even though it was the blip, it was still such a good season.
Okay, but here's I know you're talking about that stuff, and I'm gonna say even beyond, like, I'm gonna imagine there's a world where you could still go. No, Sam Wilson, that's not actually where it started. It started over in the Iron Patriot season with Abomination there. Abomination was the first season to do Super Premium. However, Sam Wilson, I'm gonna argue, drops a tier, because this is character mastery.
I liked character mastery.
I liked character mastery. Yeah, I like it. It's fun.
That's not me, chat. They said it. All right. Anyway. But
I think this is. I was already leaning towards C, because I think the card releases are really like not great. Like, I think Sam is hard carrying this season and playability and fun, and this season was mostly dominated, if I remember correctly, by Bullseye stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of it. Yeah,
Bullseye and then Sam IP. Those are the two main decks.
Afflict was big, and Afflict and Ongoing took over the second half of the season.
Oh, that's true.
That's true.
Meta.
I liked the meta during this season a lot, so I think I'm gonna leave it at B, maybe even pushing A.
I agree with Roram.
I don't mind if we
pulled me over the top for A.
I want to leave it here, but if we come back and it like gets nudged up, I don't hate it. Is that okay with y'all? Just like if
that's fine.
This is on the edge, and if it gets nudged, it gets nudged.
It was just it was so fun. It was just a fun time of Snap.
All right, I'll let Roram talk exclusively, because it's got all of his favorite cards.
All right, I'm gonna
every single one of my all-time favorite cards in this season.
Fair. I'm gonna say the two things that I think you don't love about this 2 season, then you talk about everything you do love. Because Agamotto introduced 2 different keywords. He introduced the skills and the keyword banish. Both of them were brand new to this season, but as mentioned, you love these cards for them. Talk about what got introduced during the Prehistoric Avengers season in Marvel Snap.
I thought Banish was released beforehand because I thought Yondu had already been changed.
I got the week
Before
before. It was just yeah.
Oh, okay.
It happened basically right before.
Yes. So this one had Agamotto, which opened up skills. It had Isan, Starbrand, Firehair, and Khonshu. I'm trying not to let my personal bias get in the way of this. Agamotto was mostly defined by how good all the other season pass cards before him were. So like he was the ultimate I play good cards card. And so his whole meta and deck revolved around like how strong Galacta, how strong Gwenpool was, how strong Sam Wilson and Iron Patriot was, how strong Juggernaut was. And so like the whole month revolved around the season, like all those, they called it the season passler. Remember, like it was all the season pass cards in the Agamotto deck.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Isan was a dud when he released. He was really bad and hasn't really ever seen play. Starbrand was super good. I don't care what anyone says. He was so hated on I have no idea why.
The reason is because you could put tech cards in his deck, and that was it. Just you could put a lot of tech cards, and that was the whole reason. And then people latched onto the Winds of Watum and thought that was busted, which it wasn't.
Oh, I'm on Starbrand now.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Agamotto. My bad. I don't know how I misheard that.
No, Starbrand. People were hating on Starbrand. They thought he was going to be terrible, but he's such a good card. Firehair has opened up so many cool, unique ways to build the game, but when she released, she was really bad. And then Khonshu, I love you, but you're a terrible card.
You also forgot First Ghost Rider.
Clip the chat. You need to clip that chat.
That's true. Thank you.
What I'm saying, Khonshu's a terrible card.
First Ghost Rider also got released during that season. You didn't mention it. For what it's worth.
Oh yes, First Ghost Rider did get released during this season, and that's so based, but he's also terrible. He's gotten 2 buffs since then. People were they weren't glazing data mined Starbrand, they were glazing data mined Isan.
Yeah, because it had the keyword legendary.
Yeah, it was the legendary card, or like no, it was the one that was if you have a different cost. Or no, a different power in each of if you have a different power in all your deck, they all got +2.
Dude, that was it. Isan and Starbrand, Red Wing, Gore, cards like that are going to be forever. Why I am not personally still a fan of data mines. Just the fact that we have to build this hype over something like that still is forever. But that's an aside.
I think Agamotto season was where the culmination of Iron Patriot, Captain Sam Wilson, like all those cards, like where they were all so good that they were all getting put in the same deck and it was all the one deck, started making the meta pretty boring and bland, and that's when people were like, "Okay, it's time to nerf this," and that's when that's why they did eventually just nerf all of them. And so I think the card releases are like a C tier, and I kind of think the meta was also C tier, and so I'm gonna put this one as a C tier in my opinion.
First, where's the other notable changes here? Doom had gotten already a couple changes, but all of his Doom bots went down to 0 power as well. And Thanos no longer was drawn at the start of the game. His Space Stone, wait, no, that wasn't this change. Sorry, I misread. Thanos got 2 points of power, and his Space Stone went to a 1/2.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the precursor. That was the Thanos and Guardians of the Galaxy 1 scene. That was the he's coming back.
Yeah.
I agree with Roram though. I think he's C tier. I think this is a C tier season. I think it was just a little bit more boring.
Are we ranking what gets
skills are really
re-released
cool,
in the Spellcaster 3 seasons are too complicated? I mean, sometimes if it feels really relevant, but it's also, I mean, Spellcasters had plenty of issues. Were those really great ones? Beta Ray Bill, Wiccan, you had Scar, Festus, Cassie, Nico, and Firehair all in a great one there too. I mean, they were fine. I don't know if they're exceptional.
They weren't great. Not great.
Yeah. Smith, are you okay by the way? You just sounded super muffled, by the way.
Let me 1 second.
Okay. All right. Well, apparently while Smith figures that out, I'm going to bring us into Captain Carter, the What If season, as she was at the time a 4/3 who said, was it? Y'all know what she already does. You then also got Goliath, Kahori, Infinity Ultron, obviously all his stones, Strange Supreme, Hydra Stomper, and again, I am reading their website here, Roram, and I think you are too. Do you know what the last card they say is releasing during the season is?
Dum Dum Dungan.
Yep, it's not focusing chat, but on my thing, but it is Dum Dum Duggan, and I'm gonna be honest, I still don't see him in the game. It's a weird bug, isn't it?
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, because who did they swap him with again? It was
Oh God, chat will tell us who he got swapped with, but
This season also had the release of Snap Packs with Batroc the Leaper, Fan Fey, and Topaz. So I think it's
this
S
was
tier.
another Thanos
Oh, yeah.
season.
yeah, because they had just
I think
buffed
this
it.
is S tier. They fixed card acquisition here. That's just the most important thing they could have done for the entire future of their game. I think they're even if every single card released was like Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, I still think this season is S tier. It helps that we got 3/2 Carter in this season. Great card. Goliath, great card. IU, one of my favorite cards. Hydra Stomper, really cool card. I think the only miss on their like actual cards they
I
delivered
don't.
was Strange Supreme. The
We
meta
didn't get
sucked.
3-2 on Carter in this.
This season
We did.
Yes,
we did at the end of
Yeah,
it.
we
Yep.
Was it on the 24th? Oh,
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. This
Notable thing as
season-
well. I also love the change they did to Rhino. They did that in the same way.
Yep. Great. They fixed
I remember
card
this
acquisition.
season being Thanos ongoing, and then Thanos ongoing
Yeah.
Thanos and Technos.
The
Yep.
meta sucked. The meta was
The
not
meta
good.
was
I'm not gonna
terrible.
argue- I'm not
I
gonna
think
argue
this
the
is
meta was
A.
good.
Snap
I'm gonna
Packs came
argue-
out.
Snapbacks came out just at the end. I think this is honestly an A if I'm looking at it still. Because
Came with the patch notes that were meant for new X-Men season.
yeah,
Yes.
They still came out this season though. I think I'm agreeing with Dance that this is an A tier season because Snap Packs came out.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I'd honestly put this as a C or D tier season.
I'd put this as a B tier. If Snapbacks didn't come out, I think the releases are so good.
No,
Captain
they
Carter,
weren't that good.
Great. I like I play Captain Carter. I
Captain
play
Carter, but, like-
Goliath, I
Carter
play
was-
Infinity Ultron. I play.
no, but
I can
Infinity
play
Ultron
Hydra
had 3
Stomper.
cost stones. True Hydra Stomper is fair.
Didn't he get buffed to 5/8 in this? He got buffed.
He did get buffed to
got buffed
5/8.
to
That is
5/8.
real.
and that is one of my favorite cards, 5/8 IU, ever. In the entire.
think I think there's a better argument-
5/8 IU is one of my favorites.
I think there's a better argument for Captain Carter being a B tier, legit. But I like the introduction of the snapbacks, and I feel like the A is still kind of where I'm leaning with this.
If you want to go with A, that's fine. I think this is the single most important season for the reason why Snap is still
Yeah.
kicking right now.
I'd agree with that. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know. But that's a very fair point of. I don't know, Ron, what do you say? I could be convinced S.
Either works for me. I mean, Snap Packs were so critical to the game that
I'll do it.
it could be S tier.
Did you guys? So there's a new card in Marvel Snap called Esme Cuckoo, a 3/4. You may have missed this when everyone thought that Surge was the season pass of this month. The yawn from Morm isn't just because it's very late; it's also because of Esme. But also then
It's so boring.
you then had Prodigy as well, Elixir, who had again talk about data mines, and Zorn.
It's funny because like Prodigy and Elixir both had really big glow ups. Esme never was good, and Surge was really good, and then
Overrated.
it became really it was overrated, and like we see that now. And Zorn honestly was never good either.
No.
It's a C tier season. It's the embodiment of mid.
Oh, was this the
Yeah,
Golden Gauntlet season as well? Was this the first Golden Gauntlet? Roram, when did you win?
I
I
won.
was Roram won the second one.
It was the second
the
one?
first one was Derek. When did
This was
Derek
Derek.
win?
Derek's not a real person, though. Are we really gonna really gonna try to argue this?
Well, Derek is the one person who will defend Esme. So
Well, also,
I
apparently,
played
it
a
was just-
ton of Esme.
you know what? It's fitting that Derek, the #1 Esme defender, won it in Esme month. That being said, I can see tournaments pushing it up to B, but I still have to lean towards C.
I
actually
do.
think I'm gonna go B.
I think
I'm
B.
gonna go B because of Golden Gauntlet.
Yep, 100%.
I respect it.
I think that the
respect it.
Golden Gauntlet did a bit like it was so great just to see a
It was
official
the
tournament.
First big tournament, and I don't think tournaments like another tournament in the month. I don't think will kind of sway my vote again. But this was like the first
Yeah,
public big one,
it was so cool.
and I think that does.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
I still play Esme Kuko to this day. Every week. I play
Every
Esme
week.
Kuko.
Every week. I love
I'm
it.
one of the last people who do.
Yeah, Esme it's still not going to a 3-5 is insane to me, by the way. But moving on, we did then get another fantastic season of Merlin, who I forgot Merlin released as a 2-3 with everything else.
Yeah, but I'm gonna combat you right away and say this is Kid Omega.
So okay,
This is that season.
All right, so I'm gonna give you. So I've talked about this before. I hate bringing up Kid Omega, but this is the one time where I think this is that would be a great conversation to have here. Yeah. Okay. Like, because typically I hate when people bring it up out of nowhere. Is what my normal
Yep,
logic is.
I agree with that.
Because it's a
but
dead
this
horse. But this is what we're doing. We're beating so many dead horses already. So this is a fair place to talk about it. Legit. I think it's gonna land around C with this, but I want to still.
think this is
go
an
an
F
F.
tier season.
F.
Oh, well, let's
Yeah,
go through.
this
Let me at least hit all the cards real quick as well, because like I said,
Okay.
Merlin came out. We had Morgan Le Fay. We had Nicholas Scratch, Jennifer Kale in Series 4. We also had the bugged version when we also got Hellion and Mercury, who accidentally released at this time as well. We had Ancient One, Nightmare, and Dormammu, and Clea, and then obviously Kid Omega and Cobra. Why was no one complaining about Cobra being so powerful during this bit? Yeah, so I mean, so the biggest thing was they thought that Kid Omega released and it cost basically $100. And if you did, what was it? And then the whole argument for it was going to be that if
Pay the discount.
it was
I'll
a discount.
Just briefly go over.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll go briefly over my thoughts here. Kid Omega, one of the, in my opinion, two worst things Second Thinner's ever done. That and flexible series drops. I think that alone makes this a maximum of D tier this season. However, I think it goes into F tier because the meta was Fenris Wolf, Mercury, Cannonball the entire month. It was Merkball and Werewolf Merkball. Horrible. No
And
fun
The
whatsoever.
card releases were mid.
Merlin.
I love most of these cards, but Merlin was the only. Merlin, Helion, and Mercury were the only really good cards that came out this month.
That's fair. I think Chad has given two different points where if because Kid Omega did for Snap the opposite of what Snap Packs did. If Carter is S, Merlin should make. If Carter's goes to S because of Snap Packs, this should go to F because of Kid Omega. And also, Gamer's still saying that Merlin single-handedly brings it out of F. I lean more, I think, towards Gamer, but I don't think Merlin's a great card. I think Merlin's a fantastic card. I don't think he does enough to fix the bad meta, Kid Omega, then the what's it called? What's the third thing? Bad cards. There's so many bad cards that also released during this time as well.
Just
Yeah,
weak
no.
releases.
Not
Releases
good
that came out.
releases.
Were there any good? Let's see. Infinity Ultron Stones all got to 2 cost. We had this introduction
Bad
of Super
change.
Giant meta.
Yeah, we actually got Roram won the Golden Gauntlet.
Oh, never
This
mind. This is.
season.
Can we make a new
well,
tier?
I won't
Honestly,
So, yeah.
we'll just delete this.
So,
Just it's a horrible time.
Further continuing
Yeah.
the Arishem is overpowered narrative that has not ended since then.
I
True.
know. And I've become the Airshim one trick since then.
Correct.
It's such a shame. Yeah. If there was
I
ever
was
enough
trying
plus.
to get Thanos. I was trying to get Thanos nerfed though, because I thought Thanos was still so overpowered.
Yep.
But no one saw it except for me and Stefan.
There you go.
And then everybody saw it as soon as it was over.
Yep.
All right.
Going over to this again, if you want to talk about problems, I don't think. All right, so sorry, we had let me say the cards and then I'll say this bit. So we had the Fantastic Four First Steps season with obviously I had all 4 members of the Fantastic Four as well as Herbie and the Fantastic Car into Series 5. In addition, we had Mole Man and Mad Stinker into Series 4. Grand Arena also got introduced this month, which was sick.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
I didn't hate the Fantastic Car being a thing as much. I didn't think it was as big of a problem. They've done that before with
So
every single
many-
season pass.
The issue was, it was right after Kid Omega.
That I
Yep.
100%. I agree with that.
The context of it being like, this is the first month where they added a new card
Mm-hmm.
to the Fantastic, and it was right after they went for like one of the most greedy decisions of Kid Omega of all
Yep.
time. And so it's like it just bled into each other, and
Agreed.
people were so upset about Kid Omega still right at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
I
Also-
think this season is D tier.
I'm gonna 100% agree with you.
I think Mr. Fantastic First Steps was insanely pushed. I think Fantastic Car was not a very good decision at the time with I know they probably couldn't change it, but like just in the context of like how everything was
Mhm.
going down, it just made the game look worse. I think the releases were mostly meh except for Invisible Woman First Steps.
Well, Mr. Fantastic
Um,
First Steps, let's not forget as well. He was insane.
Yeah, he was OP as freak. He was so insanely strong.
Yeah.
The things that saved this was I think Grand Arena came out this month.
Yep. I think First Steps was a fine.
And
I
I
don't think it
think-
was great. I think it was fine. It did. I think it kind of just like it's just chill. But also, I think Mr. Fantastic First Steps was also I think they were legitimately there was such a bad community sentiment around so many things, and I feel like whoever it was in the balance team said like we can at least get rid of the pay to win allegations and just bring it down and try to be safe with it.
Yeah, but they murdered it.
No, they went too far. I'm not arguing that. Yeah, 100%.
So it's like the whole month was just kind of like a lot of bad decisions that maybe they couldn't even change because it was already set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
But it just felt the whole season felt bad. Invisible Woman First Steps was really cool though, and I really liked her. But she came at the very, very end.
Yeah.
After everything, the whole month kind of
I-
sucked, and then Invisible Woman First Steps came out, and you're like, "Oh, this is such a cool card. Why didn't they release this the very first week?"
Do you remember what they talked about? Because they said why.
I remember.
They said the reason they didn't release her immediately with the whole thing was because she is going to change every single end of turn card, and they wanted the deck. They wanted the meta to exist in a place where these cards could just be this way, as it would never have the opportunity to do that again once she released. And so they said it's
Yeah, and guess what? Those cards, all those end of turn cards that they released with her, never even saw play with her, except for the awkward. There were some First Steps that did see play with her, but I don't think they were optimal ever.
I agree. 100%.
I
So
agree
they
with
could have
you
still
too.
they could have still released her early, and I don't think that would have changed.
Yeah.
Anything. She
So-
was so OP though, 3-5 for no reason.
Oh yeah. So The next season, though, they did continue on the Fantastic Four first steps. They went into Galactus this time. And a couple other changes here. When they put the super premium season pass card, it went to Series 4. They tried that there this time to see if that was better, which was a step, but they didn't really land super effectively until the next bit. They also had, obviously Galactus First Steps, Silver Surfer First Steps, Stardust, Frankie Ray Nova, Fallen One, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Redshift, Airwalker, Terrax, and Firelord. And I'm gonna be honest, out of the season, I actually didn't like, I think, any of the Series 5 cards pretty much. Galactus First Steps is maybe the only exception.
I thought they were all really lame. Cosmic Ghost Rider was really good.
Yeah.
The Series 4 cards were the coolest ones to me this season.
Well, I'm going to say only Redshift and Terrax.
Terrax and Redshift, yeah.
Yeah.
This was a boring ass season. I put
It
it in
was
D
so
tier.
boring.
Yeah,
it was
again, as a rank of the
it was
whole
first
season.
Steps meta.
This is MODOK season levels of boring, and this is coming out years later.
Mm-hmm. We did have the featured sets for snap packs that came out during this time as well.
But those were never even taken advantage of either. Like, I don't, the first featured set that I actually count was the Snowball Showdown Winners pack. That's the first one that I'm like, okay, you're an actual featured set. This is what I count.
Yeah. Again, as a rank
in general, I think this is a very boring season.
So
there isn't even a single cool release either.
So I'm gonna give some shouts against this potentially because if you
Cosmic Ghost Rider was really cool.
I'm gonna give some potential shouts against it because they did some interesting things in the OTAs, and there's one thing that is I think that we'll talk about here that messed with a lot. So I mean, so obviously they started this season with Mr. Fantastic First Steps and Surge both getting hit. They also changed Havoc to be +3 instead of +4, and also getting a point of power there. They added Ghost as an end of turn. But the biggest thing I think out of all of that stuff is, again, in this just the first OTA of the month, they swapped Vulture and Human Torch's costs.
Oh, so they just killed Vulture and didn't do anything to Torch. Put it in D tier.
They were doing that for preparation for next month, though. Okay, the Torch Vulture change was because of Sparky coming out literally in a week or two.
I've said it before, and I'll say it there. It's not because I think of Sparky. I do agree with you. It's not because of Sparky. It's because they didn't want to have to be scared of making move cards. And forever, it was going to be Human Torch as a problem.
And it still was. At 3-3, it was still the best 100%. Card in the game. You can argue he got buffed.
I think I'd agree.
This season was also lame because it was just pure Invisible Woman First Step stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was so boring. It was such a boring season until Cosmic Ghost Rider came out and killed Invisible Woman First Steps.
Yep.
On to Viv season. This season has my favorite card. I'll go through the cards. It had, what's it called? What was week 1?
Viv.
I'm already faltering.
Viv, Sparky, Moira.
Sparky and Moira. Then we had Bastion. And then we had, I remember we had Danger for the rerun of Deadpool's Diner. Then we had the 2 goats in Series 4, Awesome Andy and Omega Sentinel.
Mm-hmm.
We got Jocasta at the end of the season with Super Adaptoid. And then the midweek was
2 midweeks. You're missing 2 midweeks. This was a
2 midweeks. Season. We had, I'm
Jimmy.
trying to remember the album, Jim Hammond, Dance's Guy. And then we had, trying to remember. Oh,
Warlock.
That card's boring as hell. No wonder why I forgot it existed. Low key, I think this is a C tier season because the Activate package was a very cool thing to add.
Mm-hmm.
But wholly boring.
No, I'm gonna give you. No, I think you're wrong. This is a Techpocalypse.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, we can put it in A. Techpocalypse was awesome.
It could actually. I'm sorry.
Techpocalypse is so fun.
I think there's an argument for
S tier.
It can't be S. The releases are. There was one good release all season. We cannot
I actually think this
It's
is
not
B
best.
tier. I think this is B tier because Tech Octopus brings it up, but all the releases were really boring, and it was move season. It was just the move season.
Yes,
Was it
I'm
move,
inclined to go
really?
to A
I guess, yeah, you're
because
right, Sparky. Never mind.
it did bring in a whole new archetype to the game, and this was when Activate became a real mechanic. This was Activate's for
This was Activate's
the
release, yes.
Activate coming out. This was the Activate coming out party. I think this is A tier.
Nah.
I think Techpocalypse pushes it up for me.
Yeah, 100%. I think, and even if I think there was more mid activates, but also like, I think what you're saying there is a real shout. This is when Activate, I don't even, it landed. I think it's when it landed and it finally felt like a real mechanic. Felt like it was actually a good part of the game. Otherwise, it was like, you can use it with Aranya, and that's about it.
All right, I'm cool with A. It's a good. I actually, I think if I remember correctly, I enjoyed the Viv season. I thought it was pretty fun.
I agree. Which, to be fair, she did release as a 3-2 and then went to a 3-3, and we now finally have her at a 3-4.
And then I actually really disliked the next season though.
You disliked the zombie season. Well, I'm gonna say the cards, and you give the reasoning as to why. But speaking of, by the way, we didn't shout it before that it was not Viv. It was the one. Actually, no, it was Viv. Viv was the first time that they, I think, landed the Super Premium Season Pass, which is actually another point I think why it should stay an A, because it went from the Series 5 exclusive, Series 4 exclusive to Series 5 variant in the Super Premium.
Fantastic Art was Series 4 exclusive as well.
It was Series 4? I'm pretty sure it was Series 5.
Yes, it was. Nope, it was Series 4.
All right, I can't count. But then, yeah, so the zombie season was next, with Zombie Scarlet Witch headlining the season into a head pool as well. In the Super Premium, you had Colonel America in Series 5 at the start. Also, at the start of the season, we had Zombie Giant Man and Zombie Power Man get released. During the month, we also had Series 4 releases of The Hunger and Zombie Sentry. You also had Zombie Mr. Fantastic in Series 5, Zombie Captain Marvel in Series 5, and Zombie Galacti in Series 5. Roram, talk about it.
Okay, the reason why I think this season was not good was because in reality there was only like, for this specific season, there was only like 3 real released cards. You can argue 4, but Zombie Scarlet Witch, Hunger, and Zombie Giant Man were like the 3 main cards, and they were not good for half the season until they got buffed.
Mm-hmm.
I think Headpool was cool, but like as a Destroy lover myself, like he wasn't like super meaningful to, like, he was cool and he was good. I think Moira did more for Destroy than Headpool ever did though. So like, and then Zombie Mr. Fantastic was strong in the package of all the zombie stuff, but he was a meh release, and then the other cards just sucked. Like Colonel America,
Mm-hmm.
Zombie Captain Marvel, Zombie Galacti, Zombie Sentry, and well, Zombie Power Man was good, but he's like one trick wonder, you know. But the other cards were really lame, not fun to come out to, and they took too long to fix the cards.
Yeah.
When they came out, like they came out and they were duds. They were so boring. They sucked, and we had to wait 2 weeks before the zombies were even playable.
I'm gonna be honest. I know you're saying all that stuff. I think it was closer to a C tier season, and I'm between like the D and the C. I feel like is what we're talking about. It's not. I don't think it's F. I don't think we're trying to argue F here, unless I'm surprised by something you're about to say.
No, I was thinking C from the beginning.
Okay.
I think C.
Yeah.
This was the move needs more room to breathe season as well, which I think is very funny.
That's true.
I think the meta was actually pretty open for new decks and stuff like that. I thought that this was the peak of 2-2 Mercury, because the room to breathe came before the next season, which was the peak of the move meta.
Yeah.
This was kind of the everybody's running 2-2 Mercury, so we've kind of kept it down. In general, though, I find Zombie Scarlet Witch decks to be enjoyable to play against. I enjoyed this was when I did the bulk of my experimentation with Activate and landed on the lists that I really enjoy and have continued iterating on today. It was a very fun deck building season for me. Personally, I would put it in a B tier. Objectively, I think it's C tier.
Yeah. I do also think the biggest thing they talked about is something I still agree with, is the fact that they said they balanced the whole season around the horde mechanic as a whole. They didn't balance around the fact that we had this slow drip of them. They balanced like, okay, cool, all 5 of these cards. You can use all of them. Not even mentioning the fact that
and guess what? It still sucks.
it still sucks. Yeah. And which
So great job balancing.
There you go. Spider
Even
Punk.
after the buff.
Next one going in.
I can read this out. It's Spider Punk, Man Spider. So this is probably the best Super Premium Season Pass card.
Thus far.
Really awesome. Thus far.
Iska.
We said thus far. I said it. I got you.
I thought you meant like currently released. Okay.
No. Sorry. That we've talked about during the stream list.
Spider-Man, Ezekiel Sims, Spider-Man Noir, Prowler, Web Sling, Chameleon, Deafening Chord, and Hydro Man.
Yeah.
The game modes were High Voltage and Sanctum.
Yep.
I think this was this the first time that they did featured sets, or
no, featured sets have been a thing for a bit.
The other seasons.
Yeah, they've been doing them for a few seasons. We talked about them earlier.
Okay.
I think that this was honestly, this was a really great season, is my personal take here. I know that there was a lot of stuff to talk about in terms of, obviously, Man Spider was a very good card, but I also think this whole season was a blast. I liked the releases. I think that even if they were worse, which again, I'm going to look at you, Sims, they were still really fun, and each week felt really cool. They hit Noir quickly. Like, Noir got fixed within the same season. Prowler was awesome. Superior Spider-Man is still just chill. And even if they aren't super great cards, like I thought the whole season, every single card that they released was fun.
I might push back here. I think there was a split where the meta was bad no matter where you were, because it was either Man Spider or it was Move. Personally, I think Man Spider was bad until Foom released a couple seasons later, but man, the meta was bad. This was one of the worst metas of 2025 for me. I am inclined to put this in the C tier. It had some cool designs, but overall, I had a lot more fun in the zombie season.
We're talking about bad for the meta consistently. We're talking about like just the whole season as a whole each time is what the logic is here. So that's fair. Or how do you feel about this season?
I personally think that the meta wasn't like, it was Move or Man Spider, and I thought those were both fairly.
Oh, true. Cerebro also won the World's Finals during this time. Sorry.
Yeah, but Cerebro wasn't played as much on ladder. That one was more of a surprise.
Sure.
I think that the meta, while being probably the worst of 2025, it wasn't the worst meta we've experienced in the game yet. And so I didn't mind it as much. I think the releases are what brings it down for me. I think that there were 3 duds in the middle. So it had really, really good first week, really weak mid game, and then a really strong end game. And I really didn't like Deafening Chord, how free it was, and you could just play it in everything.
Okay, but hear me out. It buffed with Nicholas Scratch.
I do hear that. That's smart. I actually think I'm going to rank this as a B tier season. Because
that's fair.
Because I do think it does have some cool releases, and I do think that it brought in, like, I like how it added merge as like its own like archetype at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They changed the merge, how merge worked across everything at this point, which I think is pretty cool.
No, I agree with that. Smlz, that chill with you?
Yep, B tier is fine. I personally didn't enjoy it that much, but that might have just been me. I would like to talk about December first, though.
You hit go ahead and hit December up. I have to
Because
walk away for a second again to let my dog back out. It's because we've been doing this long enough. So you start us off with him.
So, December season, your Series 5 releases were Weapon X at a season pass. The Super Premium Season Pass card was Adamantium Infusion. Then, let's get into weekly releases. You have Chamber. Great card. One of my favorite releases of all of 2025. Brought Ramp back. One of the most beloved metas of the year. Ushered in by Chamber. Then Weapon H, dud. After that, you get Maverick. One of the best cards released in 2025. A super cool card released before the Big Red Dragon came along. Phenomenal card. After that, you got Aurora, one of the coolest 6-drops ever released. What a fair and fun and well-designed card. After that, you've got Phantom X, one of the most underrated cards of the year. An amazingly fun card. As for LTM cards, we got Wild Child, one of the most underrated 2-drops in the game. Wade Wilson, who sucked, and Fastball Special, a amazing card that dodged a lot of the this is going to be OP. Wasn't. It was completely fine, and it was a buff that a lot of the Destroy decks needed. Now, let's talk about the game modes. And Marrow was a shop Series 4 card as well. Really cool card. Now, let's talk about the game modes. Team Clash added, my favorite limited time game mode. Such a fun mode, amazing time, great. Now let's talk about the meta. One of, if not the best metas ever, happened after the OTA on December the 4th, which is, in my opinion, the greatest OTA they've ever done, with just 2 simple changes at the start. Human Torch to 3-2. War Machine to 5-9. There was 2 gigantic problems, and they solved both of them. This left Ramp as the best deck, which leaves an absolute ton of creativity in deck building. You could do different kinds of Ramp. This was the only time that Isan was playable in a meta context ever. Such a fun month and season. This is one of my favorite seasons of all time. This is a very clear S tier for me.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Smlz. I think this is an easy S tier. Great Team Clash coming out, great releases, wonderful meta. The only thing that could bring it down is it did have a couple duds in their Series 5. Well, just kidding. Just one dud. Weapon H and Wade Wilson were the only 2 real duds of the season, and honestly, and Weapon X. Weapon X was kind of a
Weapon X was a dud. Let's be honest.
But the season was super fun. I had a great time playing it. It was really enjoyable. They nerfed 2 really insanely strong decks. There's another dud of the season where they killed Morgan Le Fay for no reason, which sucks, but I still think this is an S tier season.
I'm also going to give
best seasons.
Y'all talked about the cards, so I don't know what was said, so I'm not gonna touch on those because I don't have any issue with S. But I'm also saying S, not even because of anything y'all have mentioned so far, because this is the season where they finally fixed the vanilla stat line. And they made Misty Knight a 1-3, Shocker a 2-4, Cyclops a 3-5, and Hulk a 6-14. Thing got changed a few months prior, but all of them finally got points of power in order to actually make sense for where they were. It was no longer, hey, this is the worst a card could be. This is, no, we can make it an actual option in decks. And it also brought back High Evolutionary, which was a deck that had been dead for such a long period of time as well. And also let them actually do interesting things in terms of having more stats onto some cards that you couldn't have really done that without arguing power creep. And I'm going to forever say it wasn't power creep. It's a better understanding of what people want to pay energy for in the game. So I love it for that reason as well. And it's why I'm more than happy to put Weapon X Which again, you look at it and if you assume that we're just balancing based off the cards, you see Merlin in the F tier and Weapon X in S tier. And I hope that you haven't been, anyone watching this who has not been paying attention so far is really confused. Shu Lao,
Yeah.
Dragons.
Roram, your turn. I know this is your favorite card in the game.
Actually, hey, Roram, can I steal this because I really love Foom?
Sure, you can go ahead.
I could talk the cards and you at first, and then you bring into why Shu Lao's problem. But Shu Lao obviously got released this as a season pass card. Dragon of the Moon. You had Lockheed and then Lin Li, Fin Fang Foom, Shang-Chi, Master of the Rings, as well as Majestic Wingbeat and Dragon Lord. And I mean, they released, what is it? They got to release Fin Fang Foom, who I was stoked about and have been stoked about for the longest period of time. I wanted that card for forever, and it landed with such a big amount, and it was so cool. It felt like one of the most thematic seasons. There was a lot of really fun stuff. Even if some of the cards were still weaker, like a Lin Li or a Shang-Chi Master of the Rings, they did buff them into finding places, including Dragon of the Moon, who was potentially one of the worst releases of a card, which I know I mentioned before that I thought that Karen Page was going to be one of the worst cards released. Dragon of the Moon might actually take the cake. I forgot about that one. Anyway, Roram, you can talk about Shu Lao now. I was just really wanting to talk about Fin Fang Foom. I love it.
This meta was dominated by one card and one card alone, pretty much the entire season. The season pass Shu Lao, just way too much stats on his body. It made every other card release feel inconsequential, and to be honest with you, spoiler alert, it's going to make most cards that release in the next 4 seasons feel inconsequential because of how strong he is.
Mm-hmm.
The only notable exception here is Fin Fang Foom. And I'd honestly add Majestic Wingbeat. Those 3 cards were meaningful, but they were all meant to... Majestic Wingbeat was meant to support Shu Lao, and that's why it feels meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
But the meta was one main deck. All the cards were either way too weak, or they were like Fin Fang Foom, where they were also a problem. And yeah, so I don't really have very many good things to say. I did like the locations that they added to the game.
Those were cool as well. The it's 5 cost, and then I don't remember the other one right now for some reason.
And then, yeah, I personally think this is like F tier for me.
It did have the Winterverse
F or
pack,
D.
which I know Smlz was talking about a second earlier, Smlz. But I don't know if that does anything else. Because F is, I completely understand. I love the dragons. I want to go higher. Smlz, where do you feel about it? Because I feel like you might be a better baseline.
Okay. How do I feel about the season? Personally?
All of this is personal. All of this is like, here's the, all of this stuff that we're saying is personal.
This was one of my favorite seasons. I am a combo player. Allah did not affect me that much. This was the season that I hit my highest SP I ever have and probably ever will. I'll be honest, I'm also a buff player when I'm not a combo player, so I do like Xiao Lao. Foom, my most anticipated card since the moment that name even got data mined because I thought it was funny. Absolute blast. I had a great time this season. A lot of cool cards, a lot of cool cooks. The return of one of my favorite modes, High Voltage Overdrive, was a lot of fun. The season felt very dramatic. I thought if you don't like Xiao Lao, I understand why you think the meta was F tier. I personally think this is one of the best meta. It was the last good meta we have had in the game. I would rate this A tier. I understand we have 2 F tiers. I'm willing to compromise and say D tier, but I think Winterverse pack makes this a C tier. It's the first time they actually started to use the snap packs to give players actual agency in terms of acquisition.
Mm-hmm. So
and,
for what it's worth,
overall, I think it's C tier.
I'm not F. I'm hovering it here for Roram. I'm personally much higher on this card or on this season. Again, not even just the card. I just love the season. I'd be willing to say B, but I think also with Roram, I think C is probably a better place for the season to land. Which again, I know Shula is powerful.
It's a very controversial season.
Yeah. C for controversial.
You can put it in B tier because I climbed a lot in that season, and like the meta, like you could play Phantom X still in it.
I'm gonna pull these three in
before
F.
Shula was fully figured out, but
yeah, I'm leaving those there for a second, just so I don't have to scroll anymore for the rest of this. No, that's fair.
There were some cool cards that came out with Shula, but I just think all the releases besides the main three were really lame, and I think the meta was you either were playing Man Spider, Foom, or you were playing Shulao, and that's it.
Yep.
Those are the two decks, and I think they were both really lame.
I think there was more, but that's also I think Shulao had a lot of flavors at the time because we were still figuring it out, and that made it.
It was fun.
Yeah, and that's why you can leave it at B.
Similar to why I would say that Erishim the first week was fine because we didn't know it well, but
we were playing all of our favorite cards in Erishim because we thought it didn't matter.
Exactly. Smlz, you said it for a second. I think one of us talked over you. Scarlet Spider did get released during the show season. I don't know. I'll go one by one with these still, but I think that there's some arguments to be made. Star-Lord, Master of the Sun. I do think the Guardians Volume 2 100% stays in the F, but we'll go through these because obviously
easily F tier.
Yeah, you obviously have Sunlord, Magus, Moondragon, Drax, Kraglin, Jack Flag, Major Victory, and all the cards sucked. Star-Lord was busted. Drax was fine. Drax is the only thing that is not offensive.
Moondragon too, but it's a Doom 2099 card, so that's just annoying.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that season and the End Sub and Nurse season because they were the same thing. Let's be honest.
Well, I actually
except for Gambit.
I really like Ensabanor compared.
Ensabanor is a cool card.
No. I like the whole season a lot more.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Let's stick on the Star-Lord for a second. Just go with the individual thoughts there, but we don't have to spend long here because I think we've all made our points, our feelings clear at least.
I don't think we need to go into too much detail. All the cards were really boring in Sunlord, and it was just a continuation of the Shulao versus combo meta, and now the combo had been replaced by Star-Lord.
Yeah.
This is the season where I've started to play the game a lot less.
Yeah.
There's nothing else I need to add there. I've been playing the game consistently a lot for a full calendar year, and I had a lot of fun during the Shao season. Ever since the Star-Lord was released, my playtime has taken a considerable step back to the point where I don't know if I'm going to finish the season past this month.
There you go. Well, you had some things immediately against Ensabanor. We're leaving Star-Lord over in the Fs here. Do you want to talk Ensabanor's season?
Yeah, I think Ensabanor is C or even B tier.
Did you say D or B? I'm sorry.
C or B.
B, got it.
And the reason why, there's three main reasons why. One, it is the first full new mechanic objectives. I think that the card releases were meaningful and cool. I think Iska was cool. I think Gambit was cool. I think Selene was cool. And they introduced a whole new archetype with Rocks. So they introduced two new archetypes in this season.
I forgot about Rocks.
With
you could tell me.
And objectives. I do think that the meta was horrible, though. It was just the exact same thing as Sunlord, but they at least made cool, new, interesting cards and archetypes. Do I think they landed as well as they probably wanted to? No. So I'm leaning. I personally think this should go into the C tier.
You can have D tier for Ozymandias. This is the same thing, and it released new Gambit, which is my least favorite card in the game. It's a horrible card. I hate it so much. And if Mother Iskani becomes a Gambit copier in
oh my gosh, I hate
when we're recording this, then I might just quit and move on to other games.
There you go.
Yeah, Gambit 2 is actually enough of a terrible design in my opinion, and my least favorite card in the game, that I'm actually going to leave this in the F tier. They printed rocks, something I've been waiting for a long time, and I've made multiple mock seasons of.
Mhm.
But because they printed that card, he can stay in the F tier. Yeah, I hate it.
I think that I'm just going to say where I think everything lands, because I think the mechanic as a whole, I think there are, again, I'm going to talk about the issues again with, we had similar issues with the Symbiote Spider-Man season and similar issues with the objective mechanic, because the activate doesn't work with activate. Objective doesn't work with objective, which is a whole other problem on its own. The meta was rough. I feel like it already goes to about D. I don't feel like the meta was as bad yet. However, like you mentioned, they did bring out Gambit 2, which is why it's like, okay, I could see it pull back down here. But then Roram mentions, you got the Rocks deck, and that was fun, and I love it. And I think that's honestly makes it feel like it's D for me personally.
Okay. And now we're on our current season, Strife. The cards that have released so far are Strife, Techno-Organic Virus, Wolverine Horseman of War, Archangel Horseman of Death, Polaris Horseman of Pestilence, and then soon to release, and Ascani Sun, and then soon to release is Storm Horseman of Famine. Mother Ascani will not be releasing, or will it be? No,
It
right?
will be.
'Cause
It's just
No,
barely, I think.
It's this week now, yeah?
Is it this week
Right?
now?
Let me check. When did this say?
Yeah.
April 29th. Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's in
Okay,
a few
yeah.
days.
So
I have it as F tier right now. Maybe Mother Ascani will save it.
yeah,
I think this season's been the most enjoyable this year, for me personally.
I'm gonna be honest, it kind of just feels exactly the same as the Ensab and North season, even if like
I agree.
it literally feels the exact same, straight up.
I agree. I can't even tell the difference.
Yeah.
It's like there's no impactful cards that released. Like if you pointed me to a random game from Ensub and their season and a random game from Strife season, I don't think I could tell the difference. It's just
Yeah.
terrible.
The best part about I think Strife season is Ascani Sun, and that's all I can give it. I think. To be
And
fair,
Techno-Organic Virus.
oh, you know the virus
No,
is.
it's fine.
Ooh,
Okay.
hold up, virus. Maybe
Sure.
virus goes here.
And Horseman of War
that's
is really cool.
He's cool, but he's just. We'll wait until June for that.
And
I
we-
don't know. It's just the same thing as N-Sub season. I think if N-Sub is D, Strife is D. It's the same thing.
Do you
I
think,
think it's
there's a
better than
couple
I
cool-
think it's better than Ensaba Nor.
Smith? Do you think there's a chance that like? Do you think there is
Okay,
an actual
I'm
chance?
also incredibly worried about Mother Ascani's best use being Gambit 2.
That's fair.
Incredibly worried. I would honestly maybe even not rate this season because the entire season comes down to what Mother Ascani enables. Because if it is a cool stuff card like Iron Man and stuff like that, where you're getting like Iron Man's and it's making like activate stuff cool again and it's doing all that stuff, then I'd probably honestly maybe put it in B tier. But if it is Gambit Copier Extraordinaire, this will go below F tier and it might make me quit permanently. So
I think
I'll
I
wait.
think this season is better than Shulao season, and if Shulao's B, then I have to put Strife at A.
Whoa, I wouldn't go that far.
I don't think it's better than Shao.
I definitely wouldn't say it's better than the shoe last. To be fair, one of the things I'll also say here is I've missed a lot of the season, and I'm also trying to talk about this as we don't have all the stuff on this season. So I'm uncertain. I feel like you could make an argument legitimately for anywhere between probably B to D personally, but I also feel like I want to. Smlz could be 100% correct, and if that's just the best way you're trying to use Mother Ascani, which is the realest card, I think, is going to be in Gambit 2. I think you bring it down to like D and F. However, I feel like I want to do a little bit of C and make C stand for Copium and leave Strife over in the C tier.
Okay,
Sure,
that's fine with me.
I'll do C for Copium,
C for Copium, and
and that's the tier list.
There you go. They're not ranked within the things. And again, these are not ranking the individual cards. These are ranking each month or each season of Marvel Snap, all the way from the recruit season pass with Ant-Man to beta seasons and the current season. We don't have Daredevil in here because we're not just ranking cards. We're trying to rank the whole thing. So we'll see how that goes. Smlz, Roram, do you guys want to shout yourselves out? Because I didn't know this was going to be a video, but we spent so long on this that I'm going to upload this as a massive video. Did you want to shout yourselves out at the end of this, just in case people make it to the end?
Sure. Roram, you can go first.
Hi, my name's Roram. I am not my dance's better looking counterpart. You can find me at twitch.tv/RoramPlays. I stream on the weekends and typically on Mondays. And yeah, you'll find me making cool new decks. I usually cope a lot of decks, so you'll see me lose a lot of cubes, but we're gonna have fun doing it.
Hi, I'm Smlz. I'm from the Snap Academy YouTube channel. I'm addicted to tier lists. You can find me at youtube.com/@SnapAcademyYT. In May, I don't know when this is going up, but in May
It'll be
you'll
up.
probably start to see a little bit more uploads from me. Yeah. I'm a #1 Sunlord and Gambit 2 hater, so if you hate those cards, come on over.
There you go. Their links will be down in the description below. Appreciate you making it to the very end. Have a good one. Have a great one. Until the next one. Peace out, YouTube.